And good morning to you. There's a new day, of course, and we are always excited to come your way every morning here on the show. Good morning. I am Serwaa Amihere.
And I am Kodjo Mensah. It's a Thursday, and I get excited about Thursdays because, listen, we have one more day to the weekend. And some people, the weekend starts tomorrow for them, actually. Yeah.
You mean today? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, some people don't work on Fridays.
Yeah. And I think we should come to that point where we work for 4 days and then, have 3 days off.
Don't worry, when you get to that stage, you make that decision because I know, I actually admire the people who work 4 days. But there's one thing that runs through all of them.
Right.
They have their own businesses.
Okay. But I think some countries are getting that done. Yeah.
They've got, but in Ghana, we are not in some countries.
Yeah. We should get there. We should get there.
If you can afford to work 4 days.
Yeah.
And in fact, some people actually work half day on Friday.
On Fridays,
so
yes.
by 12 o'clock, they're
They're
done. They're going to either play golf, they are going to do whiskey. Joshua, they said you sit well.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Mrs. Kodjo Mensah will be watching, so we have to make sure
yes.
that. Yeah. And all the admirers of Joshua Kodjo Mensah.
Oh, please.
We know all of you.
Hey.
But
where are they?
Stay admiring. That's where it ends. Anyway, so you look at Serwaa Sitnemu and decide whether you want to work 4 days. If you want, you can even work 1 day. Or you can choose not to work at all. The decision is entirely yours.
This one that you are working 5 days, have you seen top?
Some of us are working 7 days. Are you not working 7 days? And the 7 days, even they approved number of hours we are supposed to work. Some of us are overworking. We are just trying come in at dawn, do morning, afternoon, evening, dawn, come back at dawn. Oh, it's not easy, but one day it will be well. And I know that's a story for many of you as well. But keep going. I've always said that hard work does not kill anyone.
No.
Make sure you work really hard because people don't care how you get there. Just get there. But make sure you're doing it legitimately because when you don't do it legitimately and you get problems, you see, we don't care about that as well.
And when you fall like that, it's more difficult for you to recover.
Right.
Yeah. So work hard, work smart. Whichever ways, shall I make it happen?
Okay. So you're welcome to the show. Let's begin the show with our quote of the day.
Our quote this morning is from C.S. Lewis, who says, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. And it's very true because, you see, there are some people that actually blossom in the latter part of their life. So after 40, that's when you see some people blossom. And meanwhile, some others, as early as 20, even before then, they also see life happening in a certain way for them. So age is just a number, they say. You don't have to worry about how old you are. Wherever you are, you can dream a new dream. You can set a new goal and go for it. And remember, it is always possible. So that's our quote of the day, but it's a Thursday. Let's throw back and give you some good old music from the way back.
Right? Very good. I wonder where Asem is, and I really miss him so much.
ASEM.
Asem Obeda. Why did I know you were going to do that? Yes, I really miss Asem. But I have a new favorite artist. I've always said that.
Lastmate.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I found out that it's his actual name, you know.
Oh, so it's not like his stage name or his...
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
I asked him. I spoke with him and I asked him,
right,
you know, about it. Anyway, we are all going for Women of Valor in London. So imagine, you people have to come from your hometown. I was there.
Mutala will do call today and then add J today to it. So,
I absolutely. Anyway, that's it for the video of the day, right,
Absolutely.
Joshua? We have very interesting things coming up on the show this morning. We'll have our regular panel discussion, and then we'll be speaking with a member of the Brian Champon campaign team.
Yeah.
This race looks like it's between two main people, right? Two contenders. From what political watchers have said, it's between Ken, it's between Dr. Bawumia. Many have said that Dr. Bawumia is likely to win. But Ken's people are also very sure that
they say they're winning Greater Accra, they're winning
all the
Central,
coastal areas.
They're winning Volta, like it's a sweeping victory for them. But then, like I keep saying, how many days more? 16 days, we'll know.
We'll know. And we'll bring you a very comprehensive coverage of this. Yabema will show down, you know.
I didn't see that coming.
Of the entire, you know, process.
Absolutely.
But now it's time for Courts Today with our in-house lawyer. Mutala. Na lawyer big.
Right, so Mutala Inusa is here, and he has all the 411 when it comes to issues in court. Mutala, good morning.
Good morning, Joshua. Kodjo Mensah.
The award-winning Staff of the Year, Mutala.
The award-winning presenter of the year. Good morning, lawyer.
Good morning. I mean, now when you do, it's not it's the past when I was in school. Then Mutala come and say, "Hey, mommy lawyer."
Yesterday I saw you at the law court complex.
And then you just vanished. You didn't come to look for me.
I vanished. The next time I see you, I will ambush you. I will take a very nice video of you and I come and play it to court today.
Yeah.
Viewers know.
Those who think she's not practicing.
Oh yes.
We'll show them.
But
anytime I get to the premises of the law court complex, you know that Serwaa just passed by. So, okay, she's around. She's been here every day. Oh, you don't see him, so you might think that she's not. Yesterday, I saw her yesterday in court. She was in fact in commercial court.
Great to have you.
Yes.
That's a lot of detail.
Yes.
Now people will be going to the court.
Okay.
But they've forgotten the court you mentioned.
Oh,
I would not repeat it.
Okay.
They can stand outside there.
I wouldn't say commercial court 1. I wouldn't say that.
But I mean, I would always.
The point is that the court are many. Today you'll be here. Tomorrow you'll be in the other court.
True, yes.
So yesterday that she appeared before the commercial court 1. Who knows when again she's actually.
My mom has sent me a message. She said, "Good, please, can you read it?
Let me read the message out. Hey, Mama says, "Good morning, my angel. You're looking so beautiful."
Yeah.
Hey, my mother should also send me a message.
Good morning, Mama Lee. Have you met my mom?
Oh,
of course. Is there anyone in this company? Have you met my mom?
No, I've not met her.
That's strange.
You've not met Mama Lee. Oh,
That's
I've not met
strange.
I saw her during
The call?
No, during the call, and then there was a program you had recently, and then I saw her in the videos.
The foundation
absolutely.
event. You didn't come.
You've not met Mama Lee.
I've not met her.
Because if you've met her,
Mama Lee, I'm looking for that
It's not
opportunity.
Mama Lee.
Why not?
What is Mama Lee? Mama Lee.
Mama Lee. Okay. So what can tease you? So anytime I'm coming to meet you, then I just have to come. Else.
It's all love. Good morning, Mama Lee. Mama Lee, how are you? Mama Lee, this first one, the way she has cashed out, she doesn't even remember me. Oh. She hasn't called me. Oh. She just abandoned me because she has cash. But we all day here. Don't worry.
So January is divided into 4. So already two months in January is gone. So it's left with 2 months. Today is 15th, right?
Yes.
So January West and South gone. Left with East and West.
I haven't heard this analysis before. Yes. January West.
South.
So we are done with North and East.
Yes, North and East. So we left with West and.
So where are you?
Anyway, take 2 out. And I mean, the remaining.
See, if we don't go to court, Mutala will take us there with a different case. So let's talk about the National Signals Bureau.
Yes.
Quite a lot happening.
Cabinet Duboahin.
Yes.
Angela J. Boatin. So quite recently, just before the year ended, his lawyers went to the Supreme Court, and the reason they went to the Supreme Court was that the High Court has made a ruling by way of a request for disclosures. The High Court dismissed that and refused the request. They say that there were certain words or the pronouncement of the judge in that ruling, they do not agree, and so they went to the Supreme Court for prohibition. The Supreme Court, the 5-member panel of the Supreme Court, unanimously dismissed that request. But in that decision, the Supreme Court made some orders in relation to disclosures.
Right.
And he's saying that once an accused person is charged, any document in relation to that, whether relevant or not, should be furnished. The AG was of the view that that position, the Supreme Court ought to look at it in the sense that once you are providing disclosure, it should be relevant to the matter, to the charges that have been leveled against the accused person. So the AG was seeking a review. The Supreme Court last year fixed yesterday for the ruling on that particular request. When the matter was called yesterday, Justice Lovely Johnson, who presided over the enhanced panel, a 7-member panel, said the decision is not ready, but on the 28th of January, that ruling will be ready. So as you see on your screen, that was the interaction between Dr. Justice Remsai, the Deputy Attorney General, and Samuel Atachia, counsel for Cabinet Duboahin, moments after the Supreme Court has agenda. That's the beauty of the law. When they are sitting on the other side of the in court, it is not easy. The banter, very interesting. But when they come out, it's all cordial. interaction is always there.
It's one of the things that I've seen, particularly with Justice Dr. Justice Remsai. I've always said that if he becomes a justice of the Supreme Court, it will be a problem.
So we have double justice.
You understand? Because I've seen him interact with counsel on the other side.
Yes.
And usually, anytime you capture those moments, it's a lot of camaraderie over there. And I think it's beautiful to see.
You really observe well, because even in relation to the petition, the former Chief Justice's issues and all of that, anytime the case come up in court, you see the interaction, that kind of, is very beautiful. And that is how beautiful the law is and all of that. So this case will come up again on 28th, and on the 28th of January, the Supreme Court would then have to make a decision on that particular review that was being sought by the Attorney General.
Absolutely. And I think on Tuesday, we talked about Chairman Wuntumi.
Yes.
And it was in relation to a particular case in Summerboy.
Yes.
Where you gave us details on that.
Yes.
But there's a new development on the other case.
Yes. So, Chairman Wuntumi, in relation to this particular case and 4 others, so you remember it is in respect of this case that his general manager will be testifying against him. And the one on your screens right now is the operations manager of Akunta Mining. When the charge sheet was filed, is one of the accused persons who was at large. The Deputy Attorney General recently made the point that one person has been arrested, and the gentleman on your screen was arrested. Yesterday, he was arraigned together with Wuntumi and all of that. Wuntumi has already been appearing, so he was even granted bail and he came to court from home. So yesterday, his plea was taken in relation to his portion of the 7-count, 3 count of including abetting the felling of trees within the Tano Nimbiri Forest Reserve and all of that. So yesterday, 10 million Ghana cedi bail sum, 3 sureties, one of them to be justified. So in relation to this particular matter, the case has been adjourned. What the prosecution has said is that because the fourth accused person now offers to testify for the prosecution and the fact that this one has also been arrested, they intend to file an amended charge sheet to tidy up the record before the court and all of that. So that case has been adjourned. Moments later, the lawyer for the fifth accused person, Andrew Kodjo, has few words to share.
Because of my client, who is the fifth accused person, Kodjo. He saw somebody sent him a screenshot of a charge sheet that he's at large. So having gotten that information, then he got in touch with me, and he came to Accra, and I took him to police headquarters about 3 weeks ago. He was interrogated, his statement taken, he was cautioned on 3 counts, and the police admitted him to bail. So he left, and we reported, I think, the next day. So after reporting, they gave him another time to report, but he fell sick, and at all that moment he was at the hospital. So having recovered with a medical report, we reported on Monday, on the 12th, to the police. Then they said because he had breached the previous reporting date, they are taking him to court today. So he was detained from Monday, and today we are in court.
So Kodjo Owusu-Bempah, that is his lawyer, and the accused persons who have mentioned, and the Kodjo Owusu-Bempah is the one on your screen with the hat on and all of that. So he is the operations manager of Akonta Mining, and he has now been added to the whole process in court. So that case will come up again in the next year. But in relation to this one, looking at when we go to coming up, the leg about the Serwaa boy issue will come up today where, yes, right, the second prosecution with already the first prosecution witness has been discharged after being cross-examined and all of that. And then the second prosecution witness has started, one Mr. Henry Ogun, the one who said that Chema Wuntumi was the one that gave him that concession, has begun his testimony. His witness statement has been adopted, and then he's facing cross-examination. Andy Apiakubi this morning or this afternoon at 12 will take him on with further cross-examination. So it is one of the cases that we should look forward to today.
Okay, quite interesting there. But then the National Service, formerly National Service Secretariat issue, the NSS scandal involving Gifty Oware. What's the update? The
ghost name scandal. Gifty Oware yesterday was in court. And when she was in court, the business of the day was for case management conference. But the prosecution makes a point that, led by the Director of Public Prosecution, that they intend to amend the charge sheet that is currently before the court, 6 counts. They intend to amend it. So once they amend that, they then will mean that the plea of Gifty Oware Mensah will have to be taken again. So on the 20th of January, the court has fixed, the court presided over by Justice Audrey Kokuvite has fixed that day to take the plea of Gifty Oware. Then on that day, the court then fixed a tentative date of 22nd, but that date will be affirmed or will be confirmed on the 20th of January when the plea is taken in relation to the amended charge sheet before the court. So that is what happened in relation to the Gifty Oware case. Yesterday she appeared in court, but the prosecution has made the point that an amended charge sheet will be filed and her plea will be taken on that.
Okay, so we're looking forward to that. But take me to Maslock.
Maslock. I know that when you hear Maslock, the name that comes to mind is Sedna. Yes. So the gentleman on the man in white, director, if you can go back, okay. So right. I'm sure for those who follow that story, remember that's Daniel Azim, the former head of operations at Maslock. He, together with Sedna Tamaklo, were put before the court, and at the end, they were convicted and sentenced. Sedna was tried and sentenced, convicted, sentenced in absentia. But he was in court. He got 5 years on April 16, 2024. Now, he intends to appeal against the conviction and the subsequent sentence. He has been in Nsawam, and for about a year now, he's filed an appeal to challenge the conviction and the sentence. But that appeal appears to have stalled. His lawyers, led by Augustine Sobuo, took the matter up to the Supreme Court for bail pending appeal. Yesterday, they moved that particular bail application. Prosecution led by Hilda Creek, a principal state attorney who was led by Winifred Sapon, a chief state attorney, opposed to the request and argued that the process rather be facilitated, be expedited. They have tried. The reason it has stalled is that the registrar at the High Court will have to transmit the document, the processes, to the registrar of the Court of Appeal for expeditious hearing, but that has not done. The court is saying that his lawyers make the point that, look, 2 years is already gone. 2 years out of the 5 years is already gone. 2 years will be in April. And so if the delay continues and at the end he finished serving and it comes out that he is successful with the appeal, then there will be no effect. The Supreme Court agreed with him and held that he be granted bail in the sum of 500,000 Ghana cedis with 2 sureties, one of them to be justified with landed property, and that property should be evaluated by the land surveyor, and all of that should report to the registrar of the Supreme Court, and the report should be made on him and submitted. Should he fail, then of course the sureties will have to account for that. And yesterday you could see a few times when people come before the court in situations like that, he's just a prayerful man. Yesterday he was praying like somebody who appeared before a church or somebody who is in church. You're a pastor, so you know when you come for church, days that you set for special prayers. Yesterday at the Supreme Court, he together with another relative, they were praying when the Supreme Court was, and Justice Amadou Tanko observed that. I was like, your client has been praying all this while. You saw him.
The freedom we have that we take for granted, sometimes it's when it's curtailed that you get to understand the real meaning and the essence of that freedom. So you would understand why he would be praying at that time, because really his life is in the hands of the people who are seated there. And so he needs whatever help he can get to be able to get a favorable consideration on the matter.
But when your freedom is curtailed, it's no joke. So that is it. The court has ordered the registrar of the High Court to, within 1 month from yesterday, to make sure that the registrar of the Court of Appeal gets the document or the processes and all of that. So that is what happened in relation to this very matter.
Okay. So your friends at GHOne recently served notice that they were going to embark on a strike. And we understand the NLC is also summoning them.
Yes. So Serwaa, on Monday, if things are not resolved, it means we will not have court. You and I will not have court to attend. Because justice delivery certainly will come to a halt. And if justice delivery comes to, the reason they come to a halt is that the staff are the people who work with the judges. They are the reason the judges are able to sit and are able to adjudicate on cases and deal with all the cases in court. And once they are not there, you enter every court and it will be empty. GHOne is saying that in 2025 there was some base pay increment in salary that was done by the government, and all other institutions have theirs. When it comes to it, they didn't receive their 10%, and so 8 months from January to August, they are demanding that. They've made all the effort to do that, but it has failed. So January 12th, they issued a statement that if by Monday, January 19th, the process is not resolved and they are not paid, it means that they are going to declare an indefinite strike. Then the NLC has responded, and the response from the NLC yesterday was let's go to the. I just want to quote the last paragraph, the last but one paragraph for you. He said the NLC, the National Labour Commission, in exercise of its powers vested or under. What I'm reading to you is not even clear. All that is saying that there should be a meeting on Wednesday, 21st of January, 2026. And the meeting will happen between GHOne, the Finance Ministry, and of course the Judicial Secretary. So what it means is that GHOne is saying that on the 19th, they will declare strike if their issues are not resolved. And NLC is saying that come for a meeting on 21st. So what do you think will happen? Will they declare strike before they go for a meeting, or they will hold on, they will extend the grace period to Wednesday?
Well, that's the more likely option, I believe, because you
they
can
will extend the grace period
while you're on strike. So.
Okay. So that is the latest update. So they have been summoned for a meeting, and we hope that the parties are able to resolve the issues for justice delivery not to suffer.
Because you can have a situation where will not have court today or Monday.
If they do strike, court today will happen. We'll go there and check what is happening.
Now, the man behind you, a lot said about him. An act and matters arising. Talk to me, Butala. Ebonoa.
I want to ask Serwaa about this whole act thing. So, Ebonoa is alleged to have made a point that quarter by December 25th, there will be no Ghana. So, those who believe there is an act, you can join it. So, did you consider that request from Ebonoa? He said Ghana will be no more, so Ghana will be no more.
I didn't care. I didn't even follow anything concerning him because I was not here. So if you perish, you perish. By the time I come back,
there will be no Ghana to even come
then
back.
I'll become president.
Why would I consider? I knew from the beginning that it was just
one of those things.
Yeah, I knew that it was content creation. I knew that he was not serious. However, I must say that the fact that I knew that it was not serious does not mean that other people took it the same way. Yeah. Because we are being told by the police that there are people who came all the way from what?
Liberia.
Oh, really?
Like you leave Liberia and come to Ghana and come and pay for an act.
The act.
We should question those.
You question them or you maybe take them for medical examination. What would their questioning do? They need to be examined. The people who actually believed in it, they really need to be examined, But I have a different position on the matter when it comes to the way that it is being handled. But I am not his lawyer, so I will not give such an advice for free.
Of course, they have to come and see you for legal advice, and then you have to pay.
Yeah, because what is the offense? Causing
fear and panic. Yes,
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Charlatanic advertisement?
No. Causing fear.
Causing fear
only one count. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did you panic? Were you in fear?
But the people who left Liberia and came
here. Fear and panic and all of that. So you made a very interesting point about the fact that people who believed it and all of that. So the court made an order that he be sent to any government psychiatric hospital for mental evaluation, just so the court is certain that the man before the court is sound, the man before the court is fit to stand. So his plea has not been taken in relation to the charge level against him. So today the expectation is that he will appear. The report on the psychiatric examination will be put before the court. Then the court will now have a clear idea of the kind of accused person before the court and all of that. Then the costume.
Yeah.
The costume.
It looks like he has been consistent with the costume, even at the time of his arrest, The
guy, he was still in character.
Yes, he was in character. Your content creation does not mean that you should infringe upon the law.
That's the caution that, listen,
there's no excuse.
Content creation is nice, it's very good, it's a source of livelihood for a lot of people. But then, whatever we do, let's be measured in how we go about it. Because when the repercussions come, your followers will not be the ones to bear the brunt. It's you. It's you.
So Ebonoa, he'll be in court today. We'll be following that and see what will happen.
Even the name itself.
But for those who know him or who knew him before this, has that always been his name for his
No, I think he has content? A name. Well, for the content,
yes. I think this is the name he uses in for the content creation.
All before, even
the Noah?
Before the ark?
Yes. There's a name. Let me cross check.
Because I feel he added the Noah because of the ark he was building.
Right, I think so.
It's a more like that is what he wants to use to sell his message to the people.
Okay. Anyway, will that be all?
So SkyTrade.
Finally, what to expect?
SkyTrade. Professor Christopher Miekonfi is back in court today, and the first prosecution witness is facing further scrutiny from the lawyers of the accused person, Professor Christopher Miekonfi, and then Solomon Asamoah. So these are some of the cases that we should keep an eye on and all of that. So
but let's get the trains on the ground running first.
So that the traffic will
you know, as for that advocacy, I'm not going to stop anytime soon.
Okay.
Let's get the trains working.
Just before I go, let me say a very big good morning to Chief Joshua inside the Futu. He's watching us this morning.
Mutala is greeting these days. He has taken over from Jones. He's now greeting people every day on the show. Mutala, thank you so much.
Thank you, Joshua.
So that's it for today. We've got Inside Out coming right up. Right, so we're here, back here for Inside Out. And, you know, recently there's been a lot of developments regarding transportation challenges. And I know that for some of you, around peak hours, you struggle to get trotro to your various locations. And I have my own views on this issue, and especially because sometimes it's said that it's artificially engineered, and I have a challenge with that. When you talk of artificially engineering this whole issue, we have a country where we've allowed public transport to be run by private individuals. What do you expect? We have a situation where our roads are so bad, vehicles need to go to the shop almost every week. And so if you have a situation where now vehicles are unavailable to cart people to their various locations, and we are told that, oh, this is artificially engineered, I really don't think so. Because if I'm a trotro driver, my livelihood is made from being on the road, getting money, and then taking care of my people. Why would you think I would just decide not to get my vehicles on the road and suffer? I really have a different opinion on this whole issue. But anyways, Ibrahim Al-Hassan is joining us on this particular development. Ibrahim, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I think there's a story we cannot even highlight enough. See, people have had a torrid experience, including our own colleagues in this office. In fact, we told that yesterday it was worse.
No, on Wednesdays, it gets really crazy.
Wow. On Wednesdays?
Yes, on Wednesdays. That's the strange thing. Yeah. On Wednesdays, the gridlock is different, and the challenges for vehicle. You can't relate. Me, I can relate.
Thanks for throwing me under the bus. But the reality is that many people are suffering.
True.
See, about a week ago, the explanation we gave ourselves would have been that the drivers were on break, right? So they worked during the Christmas. So the New Year, they were on break. And so many commuters had started returning to work. The drivers were still home. So give or take, 1 week should be enough to have this problem go away. Well, newsflash, it's gotten worse. It looks like we are having population explosion in Accra, and we just might have missed it. We just might have missed it. That we now have many more people than the cars can accommodate. Right? Yes, so government during the Christmas break decided to implement some contingency measures, and that's to get STC buses to do intra-city activities, commuting. Again, Metro Mass also deployed many more buses. In fact, there were other private individuals, including Afro-Arab, the owner, who deployed some electric minibuses to assist. It looks like we'll have to return to those days. So we engaged the sector minister, about 2 days ago in Parliament, Joseph Bukari Nipe, who indicated that indeed those contingency measures have been reactivated. So the STC buses have been deployed. But like I said, the problem still persists. And then there is the other leg of throat cutting and face blank extortion on the part of the drivers.
Demand and supply.
So you are going to Kaswa from Secretary that you're going to Wager. and they will take, say, 10
cedis. You're even lucky. They'll tell you they're going to Kaneshi.
Oh, okay.
So you drop, once you get to Kaneshi, they tell you, we are now loading to Weja.
Wow.
Then you pay. Then from Weja, I say, oh, we are now going to, what's this other place, before you get to Kaswa. So by the time you get to Kaswa, you would have paid about 5 times what you originally should have paid.
And you tell me that the average Ghanaian is very considerate. The average Ghanaian is very hospitable. Because it is terrible because prices of fuel consistently
have fallen.
Drivers have not reduced their fares, right? On top of that, they are extorting money from commuters and passengers.
They tell you, for us here.
Oh, no, they do.
Because, of course, they know that the people are rushing for the vehicles.
So? The solution is simple. We have no business as a country leaving public transportation business in the hands of the private sector. Yeah. Yes, they have a role to play. When you go to New York, we have yellow taxis. They belong to private individuals. They should augment
what the government does.
Exactly.
Simple.
But in this country, for some strange reason, we've relinquished that responsibility to the private sector. And they have equally made sure that happens. GPRT will tell you that the state has no business playing in that sector. No. If there was any wake-up call that we needed, this is it. Our neighboring Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, they have a well-structured, working public transportation system, which is very timely.
Oh, Charlie, see fine girl. No, it's sad.
You see, so it's terrible, to be honest with you. And we need a solution, and we need an urgent solution. No two ways about it.
We brought buses. Go to Kaneshi. They are grounded.
The Metro Mass buses, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yes, we've deployed contingency measures. In fact, there was a task force that was set up together with the leadership of GPRTU to ensure that the throat cutting doesn't happen. Let's listen to the transport minister.
Arrangements just to cater for the festive periods, which we did, and it was very helpful. But we realized that when they were withdrawn, it created some challenges. So I re-engaged the MD of Metro Mass Transit Limited and then the Intercity STC coaches, and they have reintroduced some few of them. We are looking at the daily basis movement and seeing if we need to add more, then we'll add more. Again, we are also at the verge of seeing how we can get the private sector to bring in more of the buses and other vehicles to be able to help when it gets to peak hours in the mornings and in the evenings. But we have called back. When we withdrew the services, we saw the tension it created, and we have called back some of the buses to start again making their movements. We are studying the ground to see whether they will need more, or we will have to continue with the skeletal or the small number that we have operating for now.
Yes, so the Minister for Transport, Joseph Bukari Nipe, but the ultimate solution is much more involvement on the part of the police. We should have dedicated bus lanes in any advanced or advancing country. Is the way to go.
We tried to...
In fact, what we did was to re-engineer the existing rules and narrow it in favor of a certain Ayalolo. That doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Let's start from scratch and build dedicated lanes for public rapid transit buses. We can do it. No, probably we needed a wake-up call. I think this should be it. Because what people are going through is terrible. Do you know many public sector workers will now have to leave the office around 2 p.m.
Of course.
And productivity will be affected. Because if you are to get home and be able to cook for your family, you should be leaving the office around 2 p.m.
2 p.m., you are late.
You are even late. You see? That's the system we're dealing with.
It's terrible. And I think, you see, now we are highlighting these, but this has been happening.
Yes, but the magnitude is quite high now.
Get to Circle.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be even a bus stop. Now it's become a station for loading. Oh, yes. And when people... It's become like the Nigerian situation where people even use the windows to enter the vehicle.
Yeah.
People are just trying to, by whatever means, and then the pickpockets who have made a huge market from that. Because by the time you're rushing to get into the bus, you get there without your purse. You get into it without your phone.
Yes.
And I think some way, somehow, I don't think the government can do much unless it takes unless it takes that initiative to be more involved in public transportation system.
Yes, that I agree.
Aside that, forget it. These private businesses, they wouldn't even mind you.
That I agree.
Yeah. Anyways.
I really hope that we are able to find a solution to this. You know, I have seen that the minister is going to have a meeting with GPRTU. Yes. Hopefully we get to the bottom of this. But that minister has been voted by people under our comments as one of the worst performing ministers. So hopefully he redeems himself. I'm sure you've seen.
Joseph,
yes, of course. But for the facts investigative report, he made the top 10 performing ministers. Okay. Right. Yes, but of course, when there's a problem like this, obviously, in the opinion of the public.
New. We discussed it last year.
Yes,
you know,
yes. Oh, yes.
The last quarter of last year, we discussed it.
Yes, of course.
Christmas, we discussed it, and we're back discussing it again. So let's just hope that we find a solution. Because I see yesterday John Dumelo on his own, as Member of Parliament for Ayawaso West Wogon, organized buses for, you know, some people from, I think, Okbonglo to Shiashio, that area. Yes, and we can't continue like this, you know.
And the bus is a public bus, right?
Yeah.
Well,
no, this is one of the electric buses, I think.
Still belongs to the public.
Yeah, it's a public bus.
But he led a charge to get the buses there.
The buses are under the control of the transport minister. Anyway.
Today we are talking about him. Yes, you can see the pictures on
No, the point I'm making is that. The point I'm making
is that. I guess that in, I'm told. But there was one other topic that I would have loved for us to talk about. Right. But maybe we'll do that tomorrow.
Which one is that?
The LGBTQI plus something that found its way into well, now we are being told it's not the curriculum and it's a teacher's manual. What's the difference? What's the difference? The thing is there. You know,
I remember how I found out through IB, and I was like, "Hey, what is this?"
Yeah, you know, the thing is there, and we are being. There's an apology and a withdrawal of it. So you ask yourself, who put it there, and what intention did they have to include it there?
Yeah.
Why are you defining gender identity
as going beyond the binary?
Why? Who put it there? So is it not the teachers who teach their children? If you are wiring the teacher's mind to think that this is what it should be, is that not what they are going to teach their children? The teacher's manual is what they used to teach their children. So if you tell us that it is not in the curriculum and that it is in the teacher's manual, what is the difference?
But you said we are not discussing it today.
I just wanted to let you know. Shame on whoever did that, you know. And I think that we need to get to the bottom of how the thing found itself there in the first place.
Yeah.
So somebody slept on the job. Simple.
As we always do in this country. Somebody always sleeps on the job. But someone has to take responsibility for this. You don't put something in, you know that if we had not seen it, they would have continued because it has been printed and we are now being told that it is being recalled. Can they recall every single one of them?
Good question.
Can they recall every? And you know, we also cannot deny the fact that there are teachers who are already homosexuals.
Oh yeah, that one take advantage.
They'll take advantage, and they have already identified students who are leaning towards that because some of them they are able to pick it up at very young ages.
And mostly happens in the schools.
In the schools.
That's where it starts. When you speak to some of them, they'll tell you that it was when I went to school.
There's this video from my Sikuma Odobin Brakwa. 2 kids.
Yeah.
2 students in an empty classroom. I'm sure you've seen the video.
No, I haven't.
What they're doing is they are kissing, right? I mean, I'm not saying they're doing it. They are kissing, and the report is that they've been expelled. I hope it's just suspension that has been misreported as they've been expelled. Because if kids have had their hormones misbehaving and they are doing what they did and recording themselves, right? The punishment ought not to be you expelling them. You are asking them to go home and continue at the expense of their education. But you see, these are the kids that we are bringing up. And so if we don't monitor any word, and I'm not talking about sentences, word that goes into other teachers' manual or their curriculum, we'll have ourselves to blame. Why are we even defining sexual orientation? Why? Why do we find the need to define sexual orientation?
Don't we know we are male, Serwaa is female?
That's it. As far as our country is concerned, that's all that we know. There's nothing that needs definition. But anyway, let's see how it goes.
Well, I guess I in so would not drop it, but we are suspending it. Even when they come, this issue would come up again.
Yes,
and
because
the
I want
conversation
to know what happened. And
Exactly.
we're going to try and reach Reverend Intim Kodjo, who I believe was the person who first saw it and brought it out for all of us to know. So thank you very much, Ibrahim. Thank you for staying with us. We'll be back with more after the break. I'll be with the guests. Yes.
Before the guests come, good morning to Waki. Waki is watching us this morning.
Who is Waki?
Yeah, his name is Solo, but he calls himself Waki for a reason. So Waki, good morning to you.
Waki.
Oh, W-A-K-Y, Waki.
Oh, okay.
Waki. That's interesting. That's interesting. Anyway, Waki. Is it a boy, man or woman?
No, it's a male.
Okay.
Yes, male.
What is the difference between male and man?
So your guests are here. We'll be right back.
Stay. You're welcome back to the show. This is GH Today. I am Serwaa, and it's time for the breakfast review. This morning, I'm joined in the studio by Raymond Edem Tamaklu. He's a government communications officer. Raymond, good morning. How are you?
Morning to you.
What is a government communication? You speak for the government?
Yes, I speak for the government.
Right.
Yes.
On all matters?
Yes, on all matters.
Okay.
I work with Honorable Felix and the presidency.
All right. Yes. Okay. And Senyo Ameklenu is a member of the NPP's communications team. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And we will be joined via Zoom by Reverend Ntim Kodjo, who is the ranking member on the Committee of Defense and Interior, when we have our conversation on the LGBTQ manual at 8 o'clock. It's just 2 minutes to 8 o'clock. So if we can get Reverend Ntim Kodjo on standby, I'll be very happy. So yes, there's a lot of brouhaha. I'm sure that you've already seen it about what's happening with the teacher's manual. There's a manual that we saw which contained a line on gender identity, the definition of gender identity. I'm sure that you have all seen it. Have you?
Yes, yes.
And Adam, you've seen it as well? Senyo, you've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
And you have seen government's explanation, or
yeah.
Well, not government necessarily, but the National Council for...
But they fall under government, so it's still government. Yeah.
Curriculum.
It's still government, yeah.
Curriculum assessments. They say that it was not in the curriculum, but it was in the teacher's manual. And they are taking steps to withdraw it, to recall it, and then reprint it again. But for many people, that explanation does not cut, because it is what the teachers read in their manuals or what they are giving, that is what they transfer to the students. So if the manual contains these things, that's a very subtle way of sneaking in, some of these things. What's your take on that?
Well, thank you very much. Good morning to you, and good morning to my brother, and good morning to your cherished viewers, and to the good people of the Volta region who are watching us this morning. At least I think for today we have two of your sons on the show. Luckily enough, he happens to come from the same place with me.
Yes.
This is my first time meeting you on the set. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, and then ever since you became a lawyer, this is my first time meeting you. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. In fact, the issue of I would not refer to it as the sexual whatever they are calling it. I will refer to it as the LGBTQ. I think that the government has been caught pants down. They've been caught pants down, and they are trying as much as possible to give a lot of explanations. Having listened or read what NACA issued, I was expecting that as government communicators or party communicators, they would have told the same lane in terms of giving us reasons for what happened. But I listened to one of their programs yesterday, the NDC's 360 program, and I watched Dr. Amihere try to deceive the public by saying that this was a document that was, prepared by the NPP. The same thing he did on Joy Prime yesterday. And you see, it's so funny. A government that said that they came on board with a reset agenda. If it was a document that was prepared by the NPP as it is alleged, one would have thought that you would have read through the document properly, go through it, peruse it, proofread it 1,001 times before it comes out. Now, the question we should even be asking is that who are the people who actually inputted that LGBT thing into the document? In one breath, the syllabus is different. In another breath, you have been able to, integrate or sneak into the manual that the teachers will be using, the LGBTQ. And it's so shocking that the likes of the sector minister is quiet. The likes of the deputy minister, they are quiet. If you recall, a similar thing nearly happened in the NPP's administration. And at the time, the sector minister, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, he was then the minority leader. He was so loud to call out government at the time to withdraw the document. Today, it is happening under his own watch. That's why I keep telling people that you can't run away from your own shadow. You think you were doing MPP at the time. Today, it is being brandished at their face, woto, and they are running away from it. They cannot even accept and apologize. You will see government communicators trying to explain a lot of things. All the CSOs who were speaking against LGBTQ at the time, none of them is talking about this. You rather see one person who will come and be defending that he was part of the preparation of this document, that this is a minor mistake. You call this a minor mistake? My child should go and be in the school and you'll be teaching my child how to do, that thing.
But that's not what is in the manual. Exactly. Is that what it is?
No, but we saw in the course to explain what gender is. We saw what they've explained about it. I don't need to, embolden it on your platform. We saw what they've written, and it is very clear. And anybody who does that, we know what it means. The government cannot run away from it. The agenda not to make sure that the fight against LGBTQ is achieved, they've been exposed. In the last session of Parliament, what happened? When the bill was presented to Parliament, they've been delaying. If it has to do with passing D-levy, they would have gone in the night to pass it. But you see, the Bible says that the thief comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But I have come to give you life and give you more and more abundantly. We have caught them, and we are telling Ghanaians that it is only the MPP that can give them life. When they said LGBTQ under Nanado's administration was being, we were playing dilly-dallying with it. We didn't want to pass it. It is very evident. We've been, vindicated that this insensitive government, who at one point is sneaking the same thing into a document to be taught by teachers to our wards. And now they cannot even explain. They rather want to refer to the previous government. And I have, the document that has been prepared by the previous government. I have a document signed by the Honorable Minister Haruna Idrisu, where you will have sexual issues of sexual production, sexuality, and other things. And you see government communicators, they will not be humble and appeal to Ghanaians and tell Ghanaians that we are sorry. It was a mistake. They want to defend it. When you organize 1,001 press conferences, demonstrations, Sam George is quiet. He has not seen it. He has not read it. He said this year he has chosen to be a peacemaker. He cannot be a peacemaker when issues of LGBT, you are an elder of a church. Those days you were quoting big Bible quotations. Today, you can't quote. You can only tell us that you're a peacemaker. That is not the point. The point here is that, one, was the definition for gender clear as we've seen it? Is it true? Two, NACA issued a statement to explain and to also withdraw
the printed copies.
The printed copies. If government is running away, then how come NACA is withdrawing the document? It tells you the hypocritical nature
of... How has government run away?
Oh, they don't want to accept the fact that they have goofed. They made a mistake.
But the institution that made the supposed mistake has come out to apologize.
But
Shouldn't that
communicators, that should not suffice. The communicators, when they appear on program, when they are speaking to Ghanaians, they should be magnanimous enough in telling Ghanaians that we erred. Okay. It was a mistake.
Okay.
You don't, throw it in the face of Ghanaians that it is the previous government. When we know very well, you were the proponent of the fight against Ganamse. And I want to use the platform to salute our boss, Reverend Intim Kodjo. He's been very consistent with the fight against LGBTQ right from our government to date. It is only my Minister of Communication, Sam George, who this year has chosen to be a peacemaker, who will see DSTV promotion as a government policy, but refuses to see government policy which has to do with a fight against LGBTQ, and we refuse not to talk about, we choose to be a peacemaker. How does that make sense? You see, the government is displaying a sense of mediocrity. They choose what to speak to and what not to speak to. I'll plead with them. It is too early. and let me respectfully and humbly say on your platform that Ghanaians don't want trumo. We want the right thing to be done. The values that we were trained on, we want that to be done. We cannot continue to be all in the name of PR, all in the name of PR gimmicks, all in the name of political baloney, and be ranting around. When you are caught pants down, you were caught in the night. And you see that if they only come to, and you see this document came out in the night. We caught them red-handed.
How did they come out in the night?
The document came out 2 days ago when the document, it was in the evening that we caught them. Just as when they were passing.
You mean they printed it at night?
All I know is that.
Oh, you saw it at night?
We saw it and we caught them. We caught them
at night?
Yes, it was that night that we caught them. And we told them, relax, we've caught you. Correct it. Withdraw the document. So I would want to end by saying that government, as the NACA has issued a statement, they ought to withdraw that. Apart from the manual, any book that has that thing in it, they have to withdraw it. We will keep an eye on the ball. We will be monitoring to see what will be happening with the new printed document that will be coming out. Should they cause any financial loss by repeating those things, I think that those in charge will have to be dealt with as far as the loss of the country is concerned. So that will be my first introductory comment on the issue. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Serwaa, good morning to you. Good morning to my colleague on the panel. Good morning to our cherished viewers. I've been on the platform severally. I've never met you, so I guess today is my lucky day. So right into the substance of the matter we are discussing. I think that over the 1 year period the NDC administration has been in office, we have not had any scandals. We have been scandal-free. And so today, the NPP in opposition is struggling and they are grappling on straws. Because for me, this is a non-issue. It is a non-starter. I listened to Professor Bekwe yesterday, the director for NACA. He has come to apologize to the Ghanaian people. And so where lies the case or the argument that we are throwing it in the face of the Ghanaian people, we are being arrogant about it, or that we are being intransigent? The director has come out and he has spoken in all humility, recognizing and acknowledging the oversight in the manual.
How can this be an oversight, though?
The manual, as we are speaking, have been recalled. Now, the point must be made.
How do you describe this as an oversight?
Yes, let me make the point. The point must be made that a new curriculum was introduced in the 2024-2025 academic year. And for the first time in history, a manual was developed, and a differentiation must be stated between what a curriculum is and what a manual is. So curriculum is the mandated subject areas students are supposed to study in school. And a manual is a supplementary instructional resource to guide teachers on what to instruct to these students. And so I've read on social media, NPP members and their apparatchiks have made the fraudulent or the misleading assertion that these LGBT staff were introduced in the curriculum. That is a lie. That must be put to rest. Now, on the manual, this manual, subsequent to the introduction of the curriculum in the 2024-2025 academic year, was done in 2024 for the very first time. And Professor Bekwe, who is the director of NACA, has acknowledged this fact. This is public knowledge, that the manual was developed in 2024. In 2024, the NDC was in opposition. We are not in government. We did not have any authority over that. And so that point must be stated. And so I don't know how he comes on set this morning making all attempts, as weak as it may seem, to want to ascribe the liabilities and the fallouts from the whatever identities of LGBTI that has been introduced in the manual to the NDC government. We were not in power in 2024, and that is a fact, and they cannot run away from it. But the point is clear. Like I've already said, I have read a press statement from NACA, and they have said that they themselves have gone through the manual, and they have seen that the description of what gender identity is does not conform to national values and social understanding. And for this reason, they have taken steps to record these manuals and have replaced them as we are speaking. And so, where is the argument? Where is the back and forth? NACA has acknowledged. The Ministry of Education has made it very clear, forcefully so, that not under this NDC administration, not under the stewardship of the Ministry of Education, would we have a scenario where LGBTI stuff would be introduced in our manuals or in our curriculums. We are committed to our national identity, to our social norms, to the cultural values we have always believed in. And so any ideology that is alien to our social identity and cultural norms would not be entertained, would not be allowed to fester. And so where is this argument? Where is the shouting coming from? Where is the wailing coming from? And so please, like I've already indicated to you, for the past 1 year, the MPP have not had anything to talk about. And so for me, I think they feel this is something that they can take up, spin it, and make it seem as though there is any real issue when there is none. The director at NACA, they have come, the minister, they've responded, they have apologized to the Ghanaian people as much as they say it is an oversight. And he also acknowledged that even though this manual was developed in 2024, so long as he becomes director, there is an institutional liability on him. And so he cannot seek to run away from that liability. That is a show of leadership that is accountable to the people. They have acknowledged that even though this manual was developed in 2024, and in 2025 we have a new government in place, there is a certain institutional liability that we cannot run from. And so, rightfully so, they have apologized to the good people of Ghana. They have promptly taken steps to withdraw. And he has even said that beyond the withdrawal of these materials, they are going to go down. And the gender identity thing was in the physical education's manual, which is an elective. And so they have indicated that they are going to go down, even though it was not introduced, broadly for every student. They would go down to assess the extent of exposure and see what measures to take. That gives a fair idea of the kind of leadership we are dealing with today. In time past, even when it is very clear as day, the NPP would deny through their teeth. But we have taken responsibility. We have been accountable to the Ghanaian people, and we are taking steps so that any damage, however remote, however minute, that has been caused, any exposure that has been, however the students have been exposed, we are going to take steps to correct those damages, and apologies have been rendered. And so for me, it is a non-issue.
Senor.
It's surprising that my brother will say that it's a non-issue. At one breath, he says that it is not an issue. At another breath, he says that it is an oversight. So, as somebody who wants to probably borrow the words of communication lecturers or communication skills lecturers, what is the nexus between it is not an issue, it is an oversight? Who are you fooling on this set?
You clearly have not been listening to me.
Whom are you deceiving?
You have not been listening to me.
You see, when you are speaking, I respectfully listen to you.
You are attributing things I have not said to me.
I respectfully listen to you.
No, but you are attributing things I have not said. No, I will not allow you to attribute things I have not said to me. That must be clear. I will not allow that.
So you never said I was an
I didn't
oversight.
say that.
You didn't say I was an oversight.
I have said that
the issue has been promptly dealt with. And so for this reason,
so did you say
it
it
is
was
not
an
an issue.
oversight? Did you say it was an oversight?
And I'm telling you.
Did you say it was an oversight?
I am telling you.
Did you say it was an oversight?
I am telling you that the issue has been
I don't
dealt
need to.
with.
I don't
And
need
so
to
for
go
this
into that
reason,
with you.
it is no longer an issue.
The bone
So
of
why are you shouting?
The bone of contention here.
Why are you shouting?
Why? Look at the bone of contention here is that confused. Say every CD must be accounted for. The 214 million, US dollars losses are good, but has not been accounted for yet. So that one, I don't want to even go there. Fast
What
forward,
were your losses?
When we ask, you come and tell me that, oh, you are in single digit inflation. When we talk, you come and tell me that dollar is reducing. These are your best achievements. As a young person seated over here, you should be thinking of your younger brothers who are not having jobs. You should be thinking about the young people that your government is sneaking LGBTQ for them to be doing tumu.
Do you know what is the non-oil GDP?
Let me educate you on something.
See, you are not speaking to facts.
Let me educate you.
You are not speaking to facts.
Please
So
allow
I have
him to land so that
I have the document that he's speaking to right here.
Which document?
The document that has to do with physical education and health.
Right, okay.
Elective. And when you look at the forward of it, this document has been signed by the Minister of Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu. And in that document, you will see why they talk about the exact thing we are talking about, the LGBTQ, which has to do with the sexual and reproductive issues. You go back to what we prepared. And if he has the proof, I am proving, I'll share with your producers if they want to. If you go back to what they are talking about that we prepared, there is nowhere in that document that we mentioned.
There is. You don't know.
I have not come across anything like that.
That mentions what?
The LGBTQ thing.
Okay.
There is nowhere we have mentioned.
You did.
But in your document signed by Haruna Idrisu,
the fact that he sent us not mean he prepared the document.
Please, let him finish.
Please.
Just let him land.
Don't be rude on this show, please, respectfully.
Go ahead.
Misleading
Go
the
ahead,
people.
Senor.
He has signed. That tells you that the minister does not even take his time to read documents. He just signed for signing's sake. You sit here and tell me that the fact that he signed does not mean that he what. That is, you are even exposing the minister. It tells you that he's not on top of his job. They bring documents and he doesn't read and he just signs.
But Senor, this statement by NACA says that the manual was developed in 2024.
So what's your argument?
In 2024, they were not in power. So for a party that is so much against the LGBTQ, why was this developed in 2024 when you were in power? And that's put in.
The manual preparation started in 2024. When they came on board, they completed it.
That is
a
lie.
It into a document that was signed by the Minister of Education. Who signed the document? No, who signed the document? It is not the former Minister of Education signature that is there. Admitted that what they are even saying is true. Common sense should tell you that if NPP was the one who even did that manual, you came to power with the mindset of reset. What should you have done? You should have reset the document. You ended up resetting your mind by forgetting to reset the book, and you printed it out. And you are saying what? Yet you are telling us you came with a mindset of reset. Admitted that what they are saying is true, which I am disagreeing with you that it is not. So if it is anything to go by, how come you did not reset the manual that was given to you? You accepted it, hook, line, sinker, printed it, signed on it, circulating it. Ask that they should print it and give it to the students. And you will not accept. And even if that should be the case, it's NACA not even withdrawing the books out of the system. That tells you that you, as a government, you have failed.
So what is your cry?
You have failed.
Upon the direction of the minister,
you have failed completely.
What is your cry?
Because you should have paid attention to details. You should have read the document thoroughly. You decided to, play the usual politics. And you've been caught pants down. And when you are saying it, My brother, instead of you to keep quiet and listen and come out with your...
You are misleading the people. I should keep quiet for what
you'll be interjecting unnecessarily. I can do more than what you are doing, so keep quiet. Okay. So I think that the bone of contention here, to conclude, is that government, as they have started from NACA, they have to apologize. And I think that anybody who is speaking to this issue, as far as government is concerned,
but NACA has apologized.
And I'm saying,
they have acknowledged it.
That is agreed.
Okay,
but I'm saying
else
that,
do you want to?
You can see what my brother is doing on the show.
What am I doing?
He's running away from the fact that
what fact?
It is no issue. At one point, it is an oversight. It does not want to admit that they have been caught pants down.
Okay, but this. If what the statement says is anything to go by, it was developed in 2024,
yes,
but it was not printed.
Yes.
So somebody went ahead and printed the manual without checking the details of the manual. Is that what happened?
Serwaa, once again, apologies have been made, steps have been taken, but should anyone speak on this matter, should anyone's voice be loud on this matter, the NPP and its assigns and minions lack any moral authority whatsoever to speak on this matter. You have come to sit here this morning, okay, in an attempt to mislead our discerning viewers, claim that because the minister's signature is appended on the document, that categorically means that it was not done in 2024. What kind of preposterous assessment is this? Or assertion is this? When NACA director, Professor Bekwe, he has been very clear.
You just told us right now that it was not signed. So that's why the minister did not.
When did I say that? When did I say that? I didn't say that.
When she asked
you are lying. You are lying. You are lying. I didn't say that. You are lying. You are lying. I didn't say that. You are lying. 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 You are a senior brother. You are lying. So you are a senior brother and you are lying. You are a senior brother and you are lying.
Pants down.
You are a senior brother and you are lying. I'm running bankrupt. You who is morally bankrupt. You want to speak on this one. You who is morally bankrupt. What you have done? Accepting money from you. To introduce LGBT in our curriculum. Today, you have the moral authority. You see, today, you have assumed the high horse. Today, you want to assume the high horse to speak on this matter. I will not allow you. You see, like I said, you lack the moral authority. You are morally bankrupt to speak on this matter. And so please, stop shouting.
He failed.
This is not a shouting contest. You are shouting. This is not a shouting contest. Respect the viewers. Respect the viewers. Respect your viewers. Respect the viewers. And stop shouting.
Hold on.
You have spoken at length. You are being a nuisance on the show. You are being a nuisance. And this, you are being a nuisance on the show. You are being a complete nuisance. Being disrespectful to the viewers. Being blatantly disrespectful to the viewers. Keep quiet and let me speak. Keep quiet and let me speak. Keep quiet. Keep quiet and let me speak.
Please. I will not. Excuse me.
Keep quiet and let me speak.
Excuse me. Please, I will not allow this on the show.
Exactly.
I won't allow it.
You have had your time.
If you know what you're doing, they can't hear you, and there are people who are watching you. I have given you 2 minutes uninterrupted to go at each other, but I'm not going to allow it again. Please. If nobody is going to hear us, then we might as well get up and go.
When he was interjecting me, you never asked him.
Well, you tried to interject him at some point as well. So hold on, please. You have both had your chance to go at each other. It ends it.
Yes.
Finish your point.
Serwaa, please, respectfully to our viewers, this is not a shouting contest. You have been given your time. You have spoken uninterruptedly. I have not shouted. I have made some interjections, but not shouted. Allow for the viewers to listen to the sense we are speaking and make an informed decision from those. And it is by a certain privilege that we come to sit here. It does not mean that we are more sensible than the people sitting at home watching us. And so you don't come here seeking to disrespect them and shouting and not allowing them to listen to the sense we are speaking. And so please, let's stop this behavior. We are not children on the platform. Now, like I was saying, this
like I've already indicated, was an oversight. But it is not an issue because the leadership of government, the Ministry of Education, NACA, has not run away. They have taken responsibility. They have been transparent. They have been accountable. And steps have since been taken to withdraw these manuals from the system and take correctional measures. But I would not sit on this platform. I would not, under any circumstance, sit on this platform and allow any individual who is morally bankrupt or who lacks any moral authority to speak on this matter. The NACA statement is very clear. This manual was developed in 2024, and we cannot run away from this matter. We cannot seem to advance political expediency in this matter. I will not allow that, especially when these people lack any moral authority. But to the good people of Ghana, to parents, to students, government has acknowledged we have made the required concessions, steps have been taken, measures have been taken, the manuals have been withdrawn, and new ones are going to replace them. Even beyond that, we are going to be making an assessment to make a determination as to the extent of exposure, so that if any remedial or correctional measures would be taken, those would be rightly implemented. And so it is not an issue because steps have been taken to resolve the problem. How is that difficult to understand? It is only an issue when the leadership, when government fails to acknowledge that there is an issue. It is only an issue when government is arrogant. It's only an issue when government is persistent on introducing ideologies that are alien to our social and cultural norms. But if we acknowledge and steps have been taken and government has given the assurances, forcefully so, that we are not going to allow this LGBTI stuff to be introduced into our manuals or our curriculum, then where is the issue? Where are we shouting? Where is the choboi? Please.
Okay. You want to have a final
yes,
take on this, please, quickly, so we can move on.
So you see,
yeah,
I think that this platform is a very respected platform. And when you have the opportunity or the privilege to serve under this government, where our taxes, the very people watching that their taxes are paying you, you don't preposterously come and sit here and display that rude attitude. You don't sit on this show and show that arrogance because you call yourself a government spokesperson. For Christ's sake, the very people watching us, they are the ones paying you. They are the ones whose words are going to be taught on the subjects. What are you saying? So is it that it was prepared by MPP or the previous administration, but was not signed? Your government came to power. They accepted the document. They did not read the document. Then what was the essence of the transition committee? The education minister, when he came to the office, he did not read the document. You're even exposing the education minister. It tells you that he is only there signing document. He does not read things that are presented to him. So what it means is that if the content of that document was not checked, if alarm was not blown out, doom would have been on this country. Our kids would have been taught.
For a document that was prepared by you?
I said in my earlier submission, I said admitting without even agreeing to what he's saying. So I still stand by that position. I'm not going by what he's saying, but I want to base on what he is saying to tell him that if it is anything to go by, and it has gone into the space of the kids, what it means is that there would have been havoc. The teachers who should have served as a check to guide our words would have also taken that and just taught the kids. And we'll be in the house, and our kids will come and tell them, Mommy, is that what they want to tell us? Is that the issue? You should just accept the humble pie. Just like the NACA people has withdrawn it. You can't sit on this show and say that it is the previous government, Where comes in your research? You lack the moral right. You don't have that audacity to even be referring us to the previous government because you were the people who were on the fence. You were shouting in this country. You were everywhere talking about it. You got the backing of religious leaders. Where are your people? Where are the Sam Jobs? Where are even the education minister himself? Today, I keep saying that when you throw a ball against a wall, it bounces back to you. When a similar thing happened in the MPP regime, when there was an attempted thing to, bring something of that nature, it was stopped one time. The likes of the same education minister who was the minority leader then, he spoke against it. Their current national chairman, Honorable Asiedu Nketia, he spoke against it. Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, they all spoke against it. Where are all these people? They are all quiet. They are observing table manners because it is their government that is in power. When you talk about it, they will tell you, which is a scandal-free. Scandal-free, so we should keep quiet. Scandal-free, we should allow you to be misbehaving. Scandal-free, we should allow you to be so arrogant and be showing that and be throwing your weight about. Is that the case? The bone of contention here is that the Holy Spirit has descended on you people. You've been caught. Just as the NACA director has accepted that indeed they've been caught and they've withdrawn the books, I think it is only appropriate that you don't even rant too much about this topic. Just support or second what the director said. Rather than...
But isn't that what he did?
You see, Charlie, at one breath, he's running away. At one breath, he wants to... We all listen to him. Your viewers are watching you. He is not consistent with the issues. At one point, he wants to leave it at the doorstep of somebody. This is not a blame game issue. Accept responsibility. You are the helms of affair. Accept responsibility. This kind of throwing your weight about taking the government because of the so-called single inflation they get, there is no... Come on.
So-called. You have no respect for the Ghanaian people.
Serwaa.
Please do not interject. Okay, thank you.
You see, I honestly speaking...
Please wrap up for me. Yeah.
I think that your viewers are watching. They will deduce the nexus between what both of us are saying. And I think that the odds are not even in their favor. They've been caught. So when you sit on this platform, at every point you want to unnecessarily interject, I think that you should learn to, be decorum, or should be decorous when we are engaging. It's an intellectual discussion. So just be careful with the way you throw your weight about.
All right.
Okay.
Serwaa, you've given him a bite. You'd give me a bite as well.
You started. You started.
So allow me.
Go ahead. Please, very quickly,
Serwaa,
so we can move on.
So you see, when you confront the assigns of the NPP with superior facts, then you find that their arguments come crumbling down. You find them fumbling or shouting just to disrupt the discourse. Now, I would not speak further than this. I'm going to read what NACA has said so that it does not seem as though it is Raymond who has come to sit on this platform this morning trying to spin a story. And so this is the relevant portion I want to read from the NACA statement. It goes, a new curriculum was introduced at the SHS level in the 2024-2025 academic year. For the first time in the history of Ghana, a decision was taken for teacher manuals to be developed to aid teachers in the implementation of the new curriculum. NACA therefore empaneled subject-specific writing teams in collaboration with Transforming Teacher Education and Learning to develop the manuals in 2024. That is one. The statement here corroborates the submissions I've been making since. Yesterday, I listened to the director himself of NACA, where he acknowledged that these manuals were prepared in 2024.
But even that, he still acknowledged the liability, apologized for same, and has spelled out measures he is taking to remedy the situation. And so how do you come here and sit and say that granted without admitting? Granted without admitting what? That is a fact. That is a reality. And so there is no need for shouting. And you say that in opposition, education minister was shouting, and today he is voiceless. He is observing table manners and the likes. How is he observing table manners? How is he quiet? He has said, and the statement acknowledges the input of the education minister. He has said forcefully that measures have been taken, the situation has been remedied, the books or the manuals have been recalled, and he would not supervise a ministry where we would introduce these items or this stuff into our curriculums and our manuals for our students. So if he has spoken, and beyond the speaking, he has taken active measures to remedy the situation, where is this argument about he being loud in opposition and not talking today? Please, let's be very clear and candid with the Ghanaian people, to the people who are viewing us. Let's hold a certain fidelity to the truth and stop this political machinations and trying to advance political expediency, at the cost of the discerning viewers. We are not a government to introduce stuff that are alien to our society, to our national identity, or to our national values. And that has been made clear. Education Minister has said that. The director has said the same. The government has acknowledged the same. So why are we shouting on this platform? What is the shout for? What is the back and forth for? That is why it is a non-issue. That is why it is a non-starter. Please, let's move on.
All right. Before I move on to the next topic, I have to do these LPMs and take a quick break. When we come, we're talking about the NPP, because the NPP has issued a statement initiating processes to expel Professor Frimpong Boateng from the party for some comments that he made earlier this week. But in the meantime, have you guys heard the latest from MTN? If not, well, for those of you who love MTN Free After One, prepare for the upgraded version and experience, and that is MTN Free After One Extra. Now, let me tell you what the extra is all about. With the MTN Free After One Extra, you can talk for 1 whole hour uninterrupted while paying for only the first minute of every 10 minutes that you talk. Which means for every 10 minutes that you talk within the hour, you only pay for the first minute, and you get to talk for 60 minutes straight with no interruptions. If you like what you hear, well, that's not all. They also give you 50 megabytes of data for free after your first call daily. So you see that it's now time to talk to all the people that you love. To subscribe to MTN Free After One Extra today, dial star 550 hash. I repeat, star 550 hash, and just follow the prompts. And if you want pure Ghanaian gold crafted into eternal elegance, you know where to go. The Gold Board Jewelry. They have showrooms in Accra and in Kumasi. In Accra, you can find them at Diamond House, Kimbu Road, on the Oxford Street in Osu, and the Otele Avenue in East Legon, and also the Marina Mall at Spintex, and Community 11 in Tema, and in Kumasi at the Ampoma Arcade and the Prempeh International Airport. Okay. And so if you want gold, like I said, pure Ghanaian gold crafted into eternal elegance, please look no further than to the Gold Board Jewelry. Stay with me. I'll be back with more after this. Defense Committee is joining us. I told you that he was going to join us via Zoom, but he's joining us via phone. Rev, good morning, and thank you very much for your time.
Wow.
Hello, Reverend.
Yeah, good morning.
Great. Thanks for joining us. Rev, I'm sure that you've seen the statement by NACA on what you put out, on what is contained in that manual. First of all, they say it is in the manual and it is not in the student curriculum. But they also say that that manual was developed in 2024 when your party was in power.
All right, good morning. So that is a complete falsehood. And again, that's a problem that I have with the handling of education material by NACA. The Director General is incompetent. If he's competent, he would have known that even if he had met a material that was even developing from 2020 to even 2013 or 2020, for instance, before you take it to the press to print, you as NACA, you are the body mandated in the Education Regulatory Bodies Act to do the final review before you send it for printing. Check the copyright or publication year on this teacher manual, and you'll find out that right on the second leaflet, it is 2025. So even assuming even though it is falsehood, that you came to meet something being developed, which was not completed, and you found anything that was unwholesome, what do you do? Because you met it, you go ahead and publish it. That is most irresponsible. So that is neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is that in their opening statement, they strengthen our position that we developed the curriculum, and at the time we approved it and handed over to them, there was no LGBT element. And they said it, that approved curriculum has no LGBT element. Their job and what they only had to come and do was to develop teacher manuals out of it. So let me explain the process for the benefit of our viewers. So when you develop a curriculum, it is a framework. Then out of which you have to develop teacher guide, teacher manuals, textbooks, and supplementary material. Now, the textbooks production or development takes about 2 to 3 years before authors and publishers can develop a textbook relative to a new curriculum. So within that 2 to 3 years, what you do is that you develop a teacher manual so that in the absence of the textbook, the teachers will use those teacher manuals to deliver instructions as a pedagogical guide. We developed year 1 teacher manual before we left office. So if they say we started the development, what we did was a year 1. So they came to office and they did the year 2, which they published in 2025, saddled with all these LGBT elements. Now, 3 days ago, when I raised the alarm, because I know in dealing with such things, if you just put out all your cards, they'll come at you with credibility things, unleash government machinery. I highlighted only one terminology, which is gender identity, which they define as fluid, as internal feelings, no regard to the binary, male and female, or it can even be both. So when I raised it, that same afternoon, as the board chair of NACA granted interview and conceded, that was the first time the attention was drawn to it. And that when he checked and showed that, Kodjo is not just throwing something out, but it is true with their own document, then they went to revise it. In the evening, they issued a statement indicating what you made reference to, the same statement. And you find it in there that it said, as they were prompted, they have reviewed it, and now they have made available the revised copy online through a link. Open that link and read to your viewers the definition of sex, sexuality, sexual orientation, and sexual rights, and you find it even more problematic than the gender identity that I first raised the flag and they replaced. So what we are saying is that it appears that it is a deliberate attempt to poison the minds of our students, because the week one is already gone. The teachers have already taught these concepts to our students. And up to now, even though NACA conceded that they are going to recall it, they have not written any notice, any directive. GES has not written any directive to any headmaster or any regional director that they should enforce it and recall it. They have also not issued any directive that the very diabolical, poisonous LGBT concepts already taught, they should unlearn it and take those notions from the minds of their students and not provide a direction for what must replace. So all these things must be done. Then we must come to the table, have a transparent review of all the definitions. So they shouldn't just look at one. Now, have you had a look at the particular proposal contained in the Constitutional Review Committee's report relative to LGBT? That portion, many people haven't read it, but when you read it, you realize that they want to introduce into the Constitution elements that will define these framework for LGBT, fluidity and protect its rights. And the same terminologies are the ones lifted into the textbooks and this teacher manual. Is it a coincidence? So see, we should put politics aside. If you're an NDC, it is your child, your younger brothers and sisters, your grandchildren who are being poisoned this way. So let's view the alarm I'm raising with the nationalistic view, without partisan considerations, so that we get NACA and Ministry of Education to do the right things. And government, instead of Fusu Kwate arrogantly spewing things he should not say, should be humble to concede that we have caught them red-handed what they want to introduce into the system, and they must remove it because it is alien to our Bible, alien to our Quran, alien to our Constitution, alien to our fundamental morals and values as a society.
Thank you very much for speaking with us. Reverend GHOne Kodjo is a ranking member on the Defense Committee, he first, and a former Deputy Education Minister. And he has said that what they developed, the teacher manual, was for year one. You came in to develop year 2, and that is what you have printed. That's what he said. You heard him.
Yes, I heard him. And so, Serwaa, what I will say is very simple. I will defer to my boss, the Honorable Minister in charge of Government Communications. He refers to Honorable Kodjo with the greatest of respect as an overzealous charlatan. And without much, I defer to my boss, Honorable Felix. But the points must be made. I've read the report to you. The NPP is only attempting, thinking that this is an opportunity that they can capitalize on to score political points, because there is really not a matter here. And they lack any moral authority, any iota of moral authority. They are morally bankrupt to especially be the voice of dissent on this subject matter. Because according to the statement, according to NACA, according to the fact, according to the reality, the manual was developed in 2024 and it ends over there. We have acknowledged that there may have been an oversight and this may have sneaked into the manual. The steps have been taken since to correct these things. Unlike the NPP, when they were in power, when Honorable Kujito Ablakwa came out on several occasions to point to situations of remnants of LGBTI being in our curriculum, they insisted they were intransigent and denied the fact of those. But it was clear that they had a hidden agenda. And it was these same people who, when they were in office, developed this manual. Today, they want to turn around to assume the moral high horse to tell us that we are the ones introducing these things. This is the greatest form of dishonesty. The greatest form of dishonesty to the Ghanaian people. They have failed at one simple job. Their job in opposition is to be a credible voice of dissent, to hold the feet of government to account.
Okay, but you know, when he was speaking, when he was speaking, he did say that even the revised version that has been published by the Deputy Minister for Education, Mr. Park, contains definitions that are even more LGBTQ than the gender identity that you corrected. And I have the document here. So there's page 3. I'm sure you have the document as well. Yeah. And there's a definition of sexuality, okay? And this is what the definition of sexuality in the revised document reads. It is a broad range of concepts related to sexual feelings, thoughts, attractions, and behaviors towards other people. It includes sexual orientation, sexual behavior and sexual identity. And sexual orientation is defined in the revised document as a person's pattern of emotional, romantic, or sexual attraction to others. He says that these are more LGBTQ than what you even sought to correct.
What paragraph are you reading from on page 3?
No, so page 3, the common terms are there and the definitions are there.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
Yes, okay, I've seen that.
How do you respond to that?
So, Serwaa, in the annals of opinions, being circumspect to the discussion points to me where any of the descriptions you've pointed out smacks of LGBTI or is a remnant of LGBTI, consequent to which we can categorically state that there is an agenda by this government to foster LGBTI staff in our educational system. Points to me, in your honest of opinion, being circumspect to the discussion on this platform, pointing to me. Like I have told you, these people are being irresponsible in opposition. They have failed to hold government to the feet of accountability, and they are trying to grab onto weak straws that are literally non-existent. They are seeking to advance political interest, score political points, be politically expedient. Other than that, where is the issue? The assertion that he makes, and again, I defer to my boss, the Honorable Minister in charge of government communication, the overzealous charlatan. He should point to us where, in these descriptions, smacks of LGBTI. And so, Serwaa, you can't.
Well, but he said that when you talk about sexual orientation, I mean, people have, of course, have different sexual orientations, and it has come up very strongly. And he is not very happy with this document as well. Would you recommend that it is entirely pulled down so we take a critical look at it?
So if he, Kodjo, is not happy, and based on his sentiment, it means that we as Ghanaians, discerning as we are, can come to the conclusion based on his individual feeling or sentiment and say that this is LGBTI. What kind of preposterous idea are we advancing on this platform or in our national discourse? This is preposterous and ludicrous, to say the least. If it is not there, you can't seem to put it there and force it down our throats. Because it is a non-issue, I've said. Serwaa, well, you may say that I'm a politician, I am speaking on behalf of government, but in your circumspect view, tell me where in the definitions you have read smacks of or gives any remote idea of any remnants of LGBTI. It is not there. And so these people are trying to grab on straws.
Why are you teaching kids about sexual orientation?
Shouldn't they know? So they are supposed to know.
For what?
What kids? Do you mean? What do you mean? This is manual for SHS students too. And you see, let's be real. Please, let's be real to the conversation. Even though it is wrong, some of our children in the schools are sexual. So it is high time we as Ghanaians,
the children who you know at what age you can give consent for sex.
Exactly, which is very wrong. And
so they are sexual. We should teach them sexual orientation.
This phenomenon, okay, is happening in the secondary schools because we have failed to educate them. We have failed substantially to educate our wards in the secondary schools. And so this instead should be commended by government because we are taking proactive steps. And so to educate students who are in the secondary cycle on sexuality does not translate to mean that there is a certain agenda to foster LGBTI in our schools. What kind of preposterous and ludicrous arguments are we advancing? Please, let's put it to rest, because there's no issue here. It is only the what is it called? As my boss terms it, the overzealous charlatan trying to lead us on a goose chase. Please.
I'll let you have a bite on it so we can move.
Yeah. So it's very evident, and I think that your viewers can draw the in between the lines by saying that at one point when you asked that, so is it good to teach our kids issues of sexuality? You asked that, and he was like, what is wrong? Then at one point he was like, yes. And I smiled and I'm
yes,
like,
what?
Please. When you were
No,
talking,
you see, when you ascribe a statement to me,
Please,
I will
please,
come in.
please. No, you cannot come in. When he's done, you speak.
I have not said that. So don't attribute it to me.
Please, I will not allow.
Him.
Do not. Please don't interject.
Oh, please.
Please go ahead.
At one point, when you asked about the issue of sexuality, why it should be taught.
You mean sexual orientation?
Sexual orientation. Mm-hmm. He said, why?
That was why what?
He said, what is wrong with it? He
Why
said, what is wrong? That was the first thing. Then, when you continue with your submission, by way of asking him, then he admits,
what did I ask him?
Exactly. You asked him again by saying that, so should that be taught? Does he know the age limit? Then he said yes.
But
didn't you ask that about the age?
Statement.
Please.
Didn't you ask about the issue of age where you should be taught about sexual orientation? And he said yes. Then the question is that at one breath, you are saying that what is wrong? Uh-huh. At one breath, you are admitting that, yes, you know the age limit. So if the host is pointing to you that it is wrong, why are you asking that what is wrong about it?
But I've not deferred from that. It is still, what is wrong with it?
Allow him to land.
This rude attitude.
Please allow him to land. Please.
This rude attitude.
Can you please respect our viewers?
So I'm sitting right here.
It's completely.
But of course,
and he's
so allow him to.
Me.
When I finish, I'll give you the chance, and you will respond to him.
That is fine.
It's completely tell you that he's confused. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Look at that.
And you see.
Would you want me to mute your microphone?
It is fine.
Okay.
But he's setting his questions and answering them.
It tells that he's completely confused. And you see, he has indicated, having listened to my honorable member, Honorable Reverend Ntim Fojo, he has been very bold, and God will bless him because he has been very consistent with his issue. They have been caught pants down, including his boss that he claimed is making the noise. When you are caught pants down, you don't shout, you don't throw your weight about because you are a government appointee. You are only here displaying the incompetence of the minister in charge of education. He took the document. Are you telling us that he did not read the document before signing, admitting that what you are saying is true? The NACA director, is it that he did not read that document? It tells you that everybody who has been appointed into that ministry, they are very, very incompetent.
What about you who put it there?
Exactly.
We never put it there. You heard what Honorable... I said we never put it there. I said it. And when Honorable Ntim Fojo said, he also emboldened the statement to tell that it is complete for us.
All right. I need to
So I want to summarize everything and say that
you said
all that is arguing, it is a complete hogwash. Facts
you said
are sacrosanct.
You said you give
Let's
me the
take a
opportunity
break. When we
back.
come back,
Okay.
we'll continue with the show. Welcome back to the show. This is GH Today. I am Serwaa Amihere. And if you just tuned in, we've been talking about the teacher's manual and the new curriculum and LGBTQ issues. I've been here, or I'm here with Senyo Amekplenu. He's a member of the NPP's communications team. And Raymond Edem Tamaklu is a government communications officer. Okay. Who I think that you were coming in, right? You wanted to have a bite.
No, he wanted to, and I was like, if it does, I have to because he's
10 seconds.
Yes. So I am only making this intervention because you attributed things to me that I didn't say. So it is just to clear the air, nothing more than that. Please. The only person who appears to be confused on this platform is my brother. He does appear to not be listening to the conversation we are having on this platform and the things I have been saying, and is actively misrepresenting my submissions. What I have said is that the sexual orientation ideologies or definitions have been introduced into the manual for secondary school students. And you ask me what I think of that. And I said there was nothing wrong with it. Then you go on to ask me that these are kids, and so why are we introducing this? And then I go on to buttress my point that it is a more reason why we need to introduce this conversation to our students in the secondary circle institutions. This is because there is a certain phenomenon in the schools that smacks of a grim spectacle. That government that has the sole responsibility must take active steps in correcting. It is not for me. I think that it is prudent and proactive to even say that we are introducing this education to our students so that they are better informed with the choices they make in school, so they can know the repercussions of the choices they make in school. And so where lies the contradiction in my submission? It is what I have said. And so I will not sit here and allow anyone to misrepresent me.
Okay, let's move on. The NPP has said that they have begun processes to expel Professor Frimpong Boateng from the party because he made some comments on 12 January 2026 on a show, on interview on Channel 1 TV, where he described the current leadership of the party, or the current party and its structure, as a fake party, criticized its leadership and the internal processes, and even went ahead to talk about the 2023 presidential primaries, which Dr. Bawumia emerged as the flag bearer, and said that it appeared there was some, the election was compromised, there was some rigging and manipulation in favor of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Well, he has responded and says that he continues to align himself, I beg your pardon, with the core values of the party. And he's not the only one, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo. And in fact, Dr. Frimpong Boateng says he will not appear before any disciplinary committee if he is called, because he does not believe in the current leadership of the party. And I have monitored comments on social media. Some have said, your party, you don't have people, you want to expel more people.
Well, thank you very much.
Are you that intolerant that when people talk about the party and its structure,
That's cool.
you start processes to expel them from the party?
Well, thank you very much. I think that it would be good for people to understand that in every organization, there are rules and regulations. There are dictates as to how you operate. The MPP did not, exit out of vacuum. I believe that you, as a professional lawyer, you have the ethics, the ethics of the work you do, the conduct of the work you do. And that does not allow you to make certain disparaging comments in public, true or false. it is the case. Now, I think that people are allowed to make their comments, freedom of speech. But you see, freedom of speech does not mean that you should just say anything anyhow. MPP as a political party, we are not intolerant. We are very, very tolerant. But the rules and regulations are very clear. It is vivid in white and black for you to read. You must be measured with the kind of things you say outside. The honorable member, who has been an astute elder of the party, has been a former minister of the party. One would have thought that if you have an issue, it would have been appropriate you knock. Just as the Bible says, knock and it will be open. Seek and you will find. Ask and it shall be given. If he had knocked the gate of the headquarters, the security men would have opened to him. Then he would have sought to see the leadership of the party. Then in meeting the leadership, he would have asked the things he's having challenges with. Does that mean that he as a person, the Frimpong Boateng family, if there are issues in the family, he will go and be in the media and be saying it and be saying bad things, mentioning the family name that my family Frimpong Boateng is F ... Is that what he's going to say? Is he going to say that his family is that? That is not how elders behave. In the local parlance, you say asensia or say you can't bedroom. When there is an issue, as an elder of the house, you come to the leadership of the party and we address the issue. I've listened to him. That he will not come. But for me, I don't have the powers to tell him that is fine. I can only wish him well. And then the powers lies in the hands of the right authorities if he refuses to go. And you see, it would have been prudent. He would have approached them and even tell them what the challenges are. Just like you, the lawyer says. You go to the competent court of jurisdiction and you make your case. A court of competent jurisdiction and you make your case. But he doesn't want to go. He said he's refusing to go. But in any case, I have heard the likes of the NDC making commentaries that we are intolerant, we don't give room for people to, make their views and all of that. But I think that would be a complete deception on their part. A complete deceit. That would be complete hypocrisy to be on their part. In the sense that we are in this country, the likes of Alhaji Sorogo, we know what happened. The likes of Atubiga, we know what happened. The likes of Professor Richard Kofi Asiedu, the former Central Regional Chairman of the NDC. The Asen Central Parliamentary candidate, Shaibu Nurin, we know what happened. So it tells you that in every organization, there are rules and regulations. There are code of ethics, or there are ethics that you would have to follow. I'm sure that in your media house here, you have rules as to what you can do outside, what you don't have to do. I don't believe that, Madam Serwaa, you just go outside and start saying all manner of things about, GHOne. No. The beautiful Serwaa we know, you won't do that. If you have any challenge, you would see the management of the station and they will address the issue.
Do you know if he has not done that?
He has not, to the best of my knowledge. He has not. He has not made an inch. For once, he's my father. He's my father. Because if I look at his age, he is my father. But I think that at one point in time, as fathers, when you give birth to your kids, and there are things going on. It is incumbent on the kids you've trained to tell you that, Daddy, I think that you are using the wrong path. We ought to do it this way. The politics of today, we should not allow this kind of, trying to sow this seed of discord within ourselves, especially when we should use this time to be fighting the incompetent Mahama administration who are finding ways and means to bring LGBTQ back into the system. Especially when he was at the helms of affair of, the interministerial committee, where Galamsey is, on a high scale now. He should be talking about it. Because, you see, he's been there before. He can talk about those things. Not to be fighting your own family members.
But you cannot think he went on the show only to talk about the NPP, right?
No.
That cannot be.
You see,
he certainly would have talked about other things.
But the entire show that happened, and I know how journalists behave at times, you really want the content. They actually pinned him, and he fell for it. Every discussion was around the NPP, and I think that it wasn't the best. He could have done better as a father. So I think that for me, referring him to the leadership of, the disciplinary committee in terms of he being expelled, I do not see anything wrong with it. He could go there, explain himself, and when the committee deems it fit that no, the things he's saying, there ought to be A, B, C, D, he could be exonerated. But if he fails to go, it aggravates his situation. So for me, it is neither here nor there. I've heard another father who is Mr. Nyahuta Maklo. I think that it's not nice. He's coming from, Huti. He's a father. He's a father. I think that we should stop this thing. And I know that for him, he's not even a member of the party, but I don't want to go there. But I think that as elders as they are, they should stop these things. And the last thing I want to say is that I'm a young man. As far as I remain a member of the party, I think that some of these commentaries does not augur well for we the young people in the party. Especially when you have had your chance. Do you want to, destroy the party all in the name of there is a challenge? It does not augur well. With all due respect and with all humility. I was scandalous when I heard that comment because I watched the show when, Bernard interviewed him. I got mad while sitting watching the program. So I beg of him, with all due respect, I think that he should go to the committee. And as they do it within their level, he has erred, he has goofed. Sometimes I understand when the media pushes you too much, you end up going overboard, and when you go back and do a deeper retrospection of the things you say, you might feel that, oh, I did not do it well. I think that he should assess the things he said and then go to the committee, make a case. I'm sure he'll be exonerated. I'm not happy with what he said. And for me, the process has to go on because the MPP is a party guided by laws, guided by rules.
Okay, thank you. I'll let you have the final bite on it and we can move on.
Thank you very much, Serwaa. And so, how has the old man sought to destroy the party when he is only pointing out to realities within the party? And so you find that at all points in time, the NPP failed to account or failed to accept reality. And at all points in times, you find them trying to equalize and trying to draw parallels when they should not. And so when they are confronted with a real challenge, they tell you that all sides are equal. And then they throw or kick accountability out of the door. But you see, the NDC government is focused. Serwaa, we are focused on the numerous promises we have made to the people of Ghana, consequence to which today they have given us the mandate to steer the affairs of this country on their behalf. When you go on social media today, young people are saying John Dramani Mahama's administration is giving. They say it is giving incompetence. They say it is giving competence. They say John Dramani Mahamed's administration is giving competence. It is giving hard working. It is giving what I ordered and what I got. And so we are focused on the many deliverables that we can deliver to the Ghanaian people. But what is even more sad, just as the NPP have been incompetent in power, they have been even more so incompetent in opposition. Because in opposition, you have only one responsibility. Your responsibility is to hold government's feet or the feet of government to the fire or coal of accountability. They have shared responsibility in doing that. And so they have become a very irresponsible opposition. An opposition that is supposed to put or exert pressure on the government of the day. Today, we are now the ones exerting pressure on them to do the right thing in opposition by holding us to the feet of accountability. How incompetent can you be? How irredeemably irresponsible can you be? And so these are the caliber of people we are dealing with. And so if he says that today the NPP is a fake party and he doesn't recognize it, I think he is right. Because what I see when I look at NPP today is moral bankruptcy, is intellectual bankruptcy, it is choboism, it is arm twisting and self-dealing. These have become the order of the day in the NPP. They have failed. They have failed in organizing their front, and they continue to vilify voices of dissent within their own front. And that is very sad. Even take a look at their leading flag bearer candidates. These are the caliber of individuals the NPP want to present to the Ghanaian people to vote for in 2028. Look at the likes of Dr. Bawumia. You'd recall at the time when former President Akufo-Addo was bringing Bawumia as his running mate, he told us that Bawumia was endowed with economic prowess, and he wants him to come and give us the best economic experience ever. Serwaa, rather sadly, what did we experience? The much-touted economic messiah only gave us an experience, okay, where he is only always ever economical with the truth, but never at any point in time economical with the economy. We saw the disaster that he supervised over. Look at Kennedy, Japan, okay, with the greatest of respect. Another loose cannon. We've seen the way he has conducted himself in public discourse over the period. Look at Brian Champon, who has supervised over the most heinous, unleashing of violence to electorates whose only fault and guilt is to queue in lines to vote to express their choice, who is to represent them in parliament. That was their only crime. So look at the caliber of people who are at the front lines of the NPP today. And so when the old man says that the NPP is a fake party he doesn't recognize, you don't seek to draw parallels. You need to take an introspection. You need to bring down this cloak of vilifying every voice of dissent. Take a very deep introspection, see where things have gone wrong, acknowledge them, be accountable, and address them. Once you are done with that, then you can assume the responsibility of putting government's feet to the coal of accountability, which you have since failed at doing. One is amazed. I am particularly amazed that a government or a party that has formed a government before can be so incompetent. But even beyond that, they are more incompetent in opposition today. That is unprecedented in the political discourse of the Fourth Republic.
All right.
So
thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on the show. No, unfortunately, there's no time. Raymond Edem Tamaklo is a government communications officer. And Senor, what does the E stand for?
Senor Emmanuel. But I'm happy you were able to pronounce that Mekulenu. Have you eaten Fetridechi before?
My mom is ever.
Your mom is? Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Then you should know how to prepare work plan at Deme. Oh, that's good.
Senor Amekulenu is a member of the NPP's communications team. Stay with me. After the break, my colleague will Joshua will take over with Pius and Amhajide.
Well, thank you so much for staying on with us here on GH Today here on GH1 television. So like Serwaa said, we have a conversation with a man who is not, he's not someone that is new to all of this. He's been in the media space, he's been campaigning here and there, but today he's wearing a different hat. He is spokesperson to one of the contenders for the flag bearer slot of the NPP, Dr. Brian Acheampong. I'm talking about the man Pius Enam Hajide. He's joining me today. Pius, welcome.
Thank you very much, my brother.
I hope you're doing well.
I'm good, by the grace of God. And it's a pleasure to be here once
Absolutely.
again. I haven't been in these beautiful studios for some time.
Exactly.
I'm feeling very much at home.
Great.
And I want to commend you and your team for all the great work that you guys are doing.
It's nice to have you, and a happy new year to you. But how's the year been so far? 15 days in.
Many happy returns. Appears to be a very promising year. We spent the beginning of the year very far away from home.
Okay.
The candidate was on the campaign tour in the Upper West region around the time of the 31st. And so we spent 31st night into the first of the year outside of Accra. But the grace of God abounds. We are confident that this will be our year of restoration. It will be the year that the NPP repositions itself, revamps itself, reorganizes itself, offers a new direction, a new hope to the people of Ghana under a new leadership of Honorable Dr. Brian Acheampong.
So 16 days from today, the NPP delegates will go to the polls, elect a leader. You're still confident that Dr. Brian Acheampong is coming out victorious?
Well, I'm more than confident. I've been around all the 276 constituencies. And if I may just use your platform to announce once again that Dr. Brian Acheampong, even though he arguably entered the race late, he is the first person to have completed a tour of the country. He has done all 16 regions, all 275 plus 1 constituencies in record time. Not just that, he's the first person to have done all of the regions. And I take, for instance, the Upper East region, for example. Some other contenders have been in the Upper East region. They have done just half of the Upper East. Some of them couldn't enter into some of the other areas. But Dr. Brian Acheampong was in the Upper East region, and he did all the parts of the Upper East region, including Pusiga, Garu, Timpani, Binduri, Zebela. I mean, these are areas within the Boku zone that some aspirants could not. These are strictly delegates we are engaging with. And it's even difficult for some to go to certain parts of the country.
You keep saying some. Who are those contenders?
Well, I mean, you can check with all the other contenders and see which one of them have been able to visit the Upper East region.
The one making the point.
And which one of them are unable to enter into some zones of the Upper East region. But Dr. Brian Acheampong, who I speak for, and it is only whom I speak for, not the others, I can report to you that he has been able to do all of that. But the fear that I have is that even if we are doing primaries and people are not able to go to some parts of the country, so what happens if, God forbid, but they win the elections? The joint elections, are they able to access those areas? Or are we going to see theft to the NDC in those areas? The over 1 million votes that are within that zone, we don't want it? Are we not interested in it? Already we are struggling with about some 1.7 million deficit. We are ceding theft. So I'm happy that I represent a candidate that will not cede any theft.
Okay.
Everywhere is battleground for us. From the east to the west, from the north to the south. Dr. Brian Acheampong has shown that he will go everywhere and campaign and get the votes wherever they may be. Again, he has shown that he's a candidate that has the time, the energy, and the resourcefulness to be able to execute a rigorous campaign, the kind of campaign that can remove the NDC from power. Removing the NDC from power in 2028, it's not going to be a walk in the park. It's going to take a lot of commitment, dedication, a lot of time, a lot of energy. and your resourcefulness must also come into play. So Dr. Bernard Champon has shown by the conduct of the primary selection that he has the time and that he has the energy. It's not like we are going to campaign for 1 week and come and rest for 2 weeks and go back. No. With a candidate like Dr. Bernard Champon, be rest assured that he will visit your polling station, your electoral area, your constituency multiple times, once, twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times. Because that is the kind of campaign we need to do to be able to percolate our message, to be able to get every Ghanaian to accept the new direction.
And what's the message that you're taking to the grounds?
Firstly, Dr. Bernard Champon's message, the key pillar, the first key pillar, is his ability to unify the party. And in fact, that's the main reason why he even entered into the race.
To unify the NPP?
Yes. Ordinarily, Dr. Bernard Champon will operate from behind the scenes, one of our biggest financiers and supporters. This is an open secret. Everybody in the NPP knows that if you are talking about those who contribute financially to the success of our party, you cannot leave out Dr. Bernard Champon. I was there when Akufo-Addo singled him out for recognition after our victory in 2016. I was there. I was campaign aide to Akufo-Addo, so I was right there when Akufo-Addo made the remarks. Even in 2024, I am living testimony to his support to the party because I was a parliamentary candidate in the Eastern region. He had adopted the Eastern region and he supported. I can tell you, for instance, that 6 months before the elections, every month, old currency, 1 billion, all of us parliamentary candidates in the Eastern region, there are 33 of us, 6 months. So you put it together. In fact, in the last month of November, he had increased it from 100,000 cedis to 200,000 cedis. And on the D-Day, what he gave to all of us, all constituencies of the Eastern region for D-Day operations, I mean, I can assure you that it was huge. Beyond that, his support directly to the grassroots, I mean polling stations. There are 20,450 polling station executives in the whole of the Eastern region. Dr. Bernard Champon resourced each and every one of them and asked them to go on the grounds. And it showed in the results. I'll come to your question, all right. But if you check the results, for instance, you will know that Dr. Bernard Champon's sacrifices, his commitment to the party in the Eastern region paid off. We went into the elections with 25 seats, sorry. We came out of it with 24 seats, a net loss of 1. But check all the other regions. Right. Ashanti region, we went into it with 44 seats. We came out with 38 seats, a net loss of 6. Greater Accra, we went into it, we came back with a net loss of about 9. Central region, we went into it with a net loss of about 6 or 7. Western region, the same.
So your point is that due to his financial contribution and support to the party, you were able to at least hold on to more seats in the Eastern region
Absolutely.
Than the other regions.
Absolutely. And the lesson that I learned is that if the big names that we hear now it is primaries, they are all running around endorsing one candidate or the other, running around campaigning and asking people to vote for one candidate or showing a lot of wealth and displaying monies here and there. If they had stood by the party in 2024 the same way Dr. Bernard Champon had done in their various regions, I am confident that even if we were going to lose, it would not have been this embarrassing.
Right. And so you say the message he sends to
the message he says
to unite
the party.
Okay.
And I'm saying that is why, one of the reasons why he even stepped forward in the first place. I mean, looking at what was happening in the front, our 2 leading candidates, 2023, you remember the showdown and all of that.
Dr. Baumiangi.
I mean, our number 9 and our number 10, their refusal to cooperate so that one of them can score the goal for the NPP, is what compels Dr. Bernard Champon to move from the defense to
5.
Come and take the ball and score the goal for us. Because what we care about, what matters to us, is the goal, not necessarily who scores it. And we were hoping that between the number 9 and 10, there was going to be some understanding and cooperation so that they could score the goal, one of them. But that is not happening.
So you believe Ken and Dr. Bawumia cannot deliver victory for the NPP?
Well, if there could be cooperation and understanding. I mean, look at what happened during the thank you tour, for instance. After this embarrassing defeat, common thank you tour that we were embarking on, we couldn't do it together. One was kicked off the bus. One was kicked off the bus. He said, it is your muff that made us lose the elections. And it's related issues. You have not monitored how the campaigns have been running. And you see the language that people are using. Just recently, one of the candidates was asked on national television. Kennedy GHOne was asked on national television, if Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia wins, will you support his candidate? His response was that, no answer. I mean, and that is the kind of situation, we don't want a repeat of showdown. That's the kind of situation that existed before the 2024 elections.
Right.
And that was the results that we got. In 7 regions of this country, our presidential candidate did not win one constituency. In the Volta region, in the Oti region, Upper East region, Upper West region, Savannah region, Bono East region, and Northwest region, Western North. The NPP, we did not win presidential 1 seat. In Western region, 17 constituencies, we won 1, Takrade. In Central region, 23 constituencies, we won 2. In Greater Accra, 34 constituencies, we won 2. The aggregate of all of our parliamentary candidates put together exceeds the votes of our presidential candidate by over 350,000. Really and truly unprecedented. Never happened in our country's history. All the time, presidential candidates get more votes than the aggregate of all of the parliamentary candidates. Kufuor got more votes.
But the argument has been that the poor showing of the NPP in the 2024 elections was not necessarily because of the candidates, but because of the party structure and the economy as well.
Well, I think that we should be candid. I will not deny that there may have been multiplicity of issues, including the economy, including the state of the party. But to exclusively list those and conveniently want to suggest that the messenger of the message is not important, I have a challenge with that. I agree that for any elections to be meaningful, there are some critical aims. The machinery, which is the party, but I believe that our party was in a fairly good shape. I believe so. Right. We are the biggest political party in Ghana. Our structures are formidable. Our polling station people are present and active. We have electoral area coordinators, constituency executives. Our party was in a fairly good shape. So that's the machinery. Then we need a message.
Yeah.
I think that our message should have been two-pronged. The message of the future, the vision, the hope. We were not too keen on that. I think that there was a misalignment between our message and the aspirations of the people. But we had a good record that we had to campaign on. The performance of the NPP in government was really and truly unprecedented, even in spite of the challenges of COVID-19 and the Russia-Ukraine war. We have done better than many of our governments in our Fourth Republic. I mean, we did the STEM, the drones, we have done free SHS, we have built more roads than any government, we have built more schools than any government in the Fourth Republic. Of course, there were some challenges as a fallout of the COVID-19 and as a fallout.
Because people talk about, in fact, we've heard from your party, people talk about the high cost of living, the economy in general, arrogance of power of government appointees, among others, were the reasons why you lost the power.
No. I mean, I think we are oversimplifying that. The standards of living are higher today than they were. A bowl of kenke is more costly today than it was before. A bag of cement is more costly today than it was before.
Really?
I mean, you know these things, and so it is true. We had some challenges. I agree, but I'm saying that it is not just about the cost of living. This is a government that was heavy in infrastructure, and we need the infrastructure if we have to fast track our development. We need the roads. We were building the roads. We had built more interchanges than any government, for instance. We had built more schools. Check the STEM schools. Right. The whole idea to reconfigure our educational paradigm from the humanities, from chew and pour, to technical and vocational based, to science, technology, engineering, mathematics, the STEM schools. It's truly and really unprecedented. These are the visionary and revolutionary steps that will propel Ghana into a 21st century country.
So then why did you lose? If you had all these things working for you, in terms of the track record you talk about.
Exactly. That's why you have to be worried that the aggregate of the parliamentary candidates beat our presidential candidate by 350,000 and over votes. Because if the people are truly angry with the establishment, with the government, they will not vote for the government's candidate.
So Dr. Bawumia was a problem too or a factor why you also lost?
I mean, those are your candidates. Those are your words.
I'm asking.
Those are your words.
I'm asking.
I am saying that the 2024 elections is done and dusted. We lost heavily. This is a new cycle. I think that we can select a new candidate, a candidate that can inspire hope. Even if there were challenges with the Serwaa administration, we need a candidate with a higher deniability. And we cannot find that candidate in the former vice president because he was number 2 man to Akufo-Addo.
Right.
And Dr. Bernard Champon, even though served in government at a later time, 18 months, if you do the balance of probability, it is easier. His is an easier sell. Beyond that, there are other characters. Key of them is that I keep saying that we need somebody who can unify the party.
Right.
Dr. Bernard Champon can do that because he doesn't have any challenges with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He doesn't have any challenges with Honorable Kennedy Ejapon. So that's number 1.
Right.
Number 2 is that we need a candidate that can instill some discipline in our party. I mean, the NPP used to be the party, if you may, of discerning minds, of decent people. We used decent language and we engaged with civility and so on. Even if we disagree with you, we'll disagree with you, but with respect. All of a sudden, it looked like a characteristics that was noted with the NDC, foul language, insulting language, to the extent that Jerry Rawlings had to describe some elements within the NDC as babies with sharp teeth. That kind of characterization is unfortunately rearing its ugly heads in the NPP.
So
now,
you agree that the NPP currently has some challenges in terms of the depart from the real standard of the NPP
Well,
itself?
in terms of that specific issue of discipline in our party,
yes,
and you have been monitoring the airwaves, people say anything and at any time on social media, on radio and TV. I mean, this is not the NPP in terms of the discipline. This is not the NPP that the Daroches left out.
And you believe this is something that Dr. Bernard Champon can fix?
I believe so. Maybe because of his training as a U.S. Marine.
Yes.
Dr. Bernard Champon is a very, very disciplined person. And one of his key attributes is that he will call you out, even if you are a supporter. If you do something that is against the rules, it doesn't matter if you are his spokesperson, it doesn't matter even if you are his campaign manager. He will point it out to you. Where you need to suffer consequences, it doesn't matter. You will suffer the consequences. And that is the kind of leadership that the NPP needs if we have to safeguard. In fact, if we have to bring back, restore discipline in our party and then safeguard it.
Well, you have been accused in terms of the team. The campaign team of Dr. Bernard Champon has been accused of monetizing the campaign, that you are inducing people with money, and the eastern region that you say can also be attributed to the kind of investment Dr. Bernard Champon did. People say that you cannot win the eastern region, for instance.
Well, I think that those assertions will be insulting to the intelligence of the delegates. And I will advise people who make those comments to rather watch it. I don't know what they mean. I don't know what the particulars are. Better and further particulars are. You are
not giving money to delegates?
Everybody is giving money to the delegates. If you invite delegates to come from far and near to come and meet with you, you give them something for their transportation.
Are you paying people to endorse you?
No. That's why, I mean, this question should be going to the people who are being endorsed. We are getting our endorsements from the grassroots. When we go there to the delegates, they tell us that Dr. Bernard Champon, we have listened to you, we are going to vote for you. You are the person who can deliver the goods. You are the person who can bring the NPP victory. People are sitting in Accra and organizing press conferences to endorse one candidate or the other. You can ask them if they are receiving money to do that. But I'm worried that it looks like that kind of transactional politics of people, and that's one of the reasons why party people have been complaining that they suffered, they worked hard for the party, but they didn't get much out of it. But the endorsements, people go and tell candidates, I'll endorse you, but you have to remember me. You know what that means? If he wins, then you can, you remember I was here to endorse you? And so they are cutting deals. And so when the victory comes, it is those people at the top. It could be MPs, could be former MPs, could be former ministers. They are the same people who are going to be recycled, and so on. They are going to be the beneficiaries. But Dr. Bernard Champon is saying that no, this is the time for the grassroots also to benefit from from all their toils.
Right.
And that he is going to operate something he calls the sweat equity principle.
What's that?
Niobre no die, the sweat equity. If you sweat, then you can participate
you have a share.
Correct.
Right. You talk about, and you're very confident about how Dr. Brian Acheampong would emerge victorious 16 days from today. But then the polls and some prophecies do not favor you at all. What do you make of polls that have been put out there that suggest that, well, it's either Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia taking the day or Kennedy Acheampong leading in terms of the prophetic declarations as well?
Let me take the prophetic declarations first. And I'm wondering why one God speaks to two different prophets and they are hearing two different messages. So there are prophets who will say that Dr. Bawumia will win.
Yes.
And there's another set of prophets who are saying that Ken will win.
Yes, he's the new face.
So God is speaking from both sides of his mouth. That's not the God that I know. That's not the God that I worship. These are all, and including the polls, these are all psychological operations. They are psyops. They are procured. They are meant to deceive unsuspecting delegates that the momentum is on one side. And it is only in desperate campaigns that will rely on strategies like that. My brother, if I wanted to, I will give you a poll tomorrow that says that Dr. Brian Acheampong is at 80%. But we are not in the business of deceiving delegates. These are psyops. They're psychological operations. And they come at great cost. And so if you decided that you are going to give your money to one pastor to come and do declaration, and somebody also decided that they were going to give their money to one pollster to come and do a psyops, and Dr. Brian Acheampong decides that, okay, I'll roll with the delegates, and then you turn around to say that he's giving the delegates money. He's prioritizing the delegates over the psyops that you guys are spending millions on.
But do you have evidence to that accusation of some of these prophets and some of these posters being induced with money to carry out these polls?
I haven't said that. I've just said that that is a tool that is available.
Right.
You said that people are giving money. I don't know what the evidence is. But I'm saying that these things don't come for cheap. I mean,
because
really, I'm an industry player.
The seeds there.
I'm an industry player.
And he said that, well, this is something that they decided to do on their own as a company, and they have not been induced.
God bless them for their pro bono works.
And their pro bono works puts Dr. Bawumia ahead.
Well, then God bless them for their pro bono works. They wake up in the morning, eat breakfast, pay staff to go around and do all of this work for free. How do they feed their families? How do they keep body and soul together? They are not getting, because they don't sell the poll outings, they just publish it. So sometimes I wonder how they feed. But I'm saying that they are doing pro bono work. God bless them. But I know what's happening, my brother. I've been an industry player. I've been a student of politics for a long time. And I can tell when I say a psyops. I can tell.
So none of this bothers Dr. Brian Acheampong at all?
Because beyond the polls which we have also conducted, our figures are clear to us. Beyond the polls, we actually have drilled it down to profiling. And that is deeper than polls. Because at the polling station, they know each other. They have their meetings. And so they tell where one is going to vote. If you go to my polling station right now, Santa Barbara polling station in Akosombo, if you go there today and you call my youth organizer, he will probably tell you where the polling station chairman will vote, probably tell you where the secretary will vote, where the organizer will vote. Because they talk among themselves. And so that is the kind of work that we have done. Profiling, using local assets, the people who stay there, our campaign teams at the electoral area level, at the constituency level, even at the polling station level. And our profiling indicates to us that, to the glory of God, if nothing changes and if nothing drastic happens, we are headed for a one-touch victory on the 31st of January for Dr. Brian Acheampong. So we are not worried about psyops. I mean, the party people, they know. They are politicians, they know. They know.
They know?
Oh, yes, they know. They know. They know.
Because you talk about Dr. Brian Acheampong championing unity as one of the key things he wants to do. As the party stands now, do you think that will be achievable after 31st?
Yes. Depending on the candidate that emerges as the winner. Because you know that the party is largely becoming very, very polarized. It's becoming a bipolar party with His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud on one extreme and Honorable Kennedy Acheampong on one extreme. It's becoming a bipolar party, very polarized. And if care is not taken, the party may divide along the center. If you have a presidential candidate unable to commit on national television that if my competitor wins, I will support, that's a problem. In any case, the candidates had even assented to an agreement to support each other if one won. But you have a situation where one is unable to do that publicly. That should be a concern to all well-meaning party people. But I'm sure that if that same question was asked of Ken, and the synopsis was different, if Dr. Brian Achampong wins, I'm sure we would have gotten a different answer. But ask yourself, if Honorable Kennedy is unable to commit that if Bawumia wins, he will support Bawumia.
Yeah.
Ask yourself if Bawumia and their supporters will be able to, after having heard that question, they will be prepared to commit that they will support Kennedy if Kennedy wins.
If the delegates choose any of these two people you talk about,
that's the danger I'm pointing out.
What would the party look like?
Well, you can imagine it. You can imagine it. You see the signs. They're all written on the wall. So why would a serious party wanting to come back to power in 2028 take such a risk? Why? And people say that, oh, let's do it, God will provide. No, that's not politics. Probably prayers. And prayers, you cannot, it's like kerosene and water, they don't mix. Politics is about reading the science, it's about strategizing, it's about plotting, it's about reading the figures, the numbers. It's about strategy. You understand? So if you are just going to be overly simplistic and you say, and I've heard people say that, people go, Kufuor went and won on the second trial, Akufo-Addo went on the third trial.
Exactly.
Okay, that's logic. And if we are supposed to follow it, then Dr. Bawumia will go on the fourth trial or what? Because they are doing what? Progression or what? Okay?
Is it the party has a pattern of repeating?
Well, we repeat candidates on the strength of the candidates. In fact, we repeated Kufuor.
Yeah.
I agree. But we repeated Kufuor because Kufuor, I believe, performed to the admiration of the rank and file of the party. Edubuahin left us a certain amount of votes. When Kufuor came in 96, he improved on Edubuahin's outing, added over 1 million votes to what Albert Edubuahin got.
Yeah.
So we repeated him again in 2000 and he won. In 2004, he got more votes than he got in 2000, nominal terms. In 2008 was the first time we brought Akufo-Addo. Akufo-Addo got more votes than Kufuor got in 2004. So we thought that, okay, these tomatoes, we have taken it to the market. They didn't buy it, but we have held it. The next money is still strong, so we can take it back. But if we had held it and it had become soft and leaky, were we going to take it back to the market if we were selling tomatoes?
So has this tomato become soft and leaky?
Don't put words in my mouth. I'll get there.
Okay.
But I'm saying that. Then in 2008, because he performed better than Kufuor in 2004, was strong, we took him. He lost all right, yes. But in 2012, he performed better than he himself performed in 2008. So we thought that he was still strong. We took him again in 2016 and he won. In 2016, we took Akufo-Addo. 2020, we took him again. He outperformed himself in 2016. So there's a trajectory. All the time, MPP presidential candidates, our votes keeps going up. So in 2020, Akufo-Addo left us 6.7 million votes. And then 2 million people were registered for the 2024 general elections. And then we plummeted from 6.7 to 4.8. We came down from 6.7. So we cannot use the same analogy as we did with Kufuor or as we did with Akufo-Addo. If our performance, if our indicator, which is your performance, had gone up, I would be the first person to say that the man has shown strength. And so let's repeat him. But if the man has not shown strength, and we want to repeat him, at least let's find another argument, but not to compare him to Kufuor and Akufo-Addo, because we did not just repeat Akufo-Addo and Kufuor for the sake of repeating it. What kind of political party will even set that precedence?
It was based on their performance.
Absolutely.
Right.
Which serious political party will even set that precedence? That you go, lose an election, and based on the fact that you went, we will take you again. You can lose. We will continue arguing that you went. I mean, it's a mediocre precedence to set, you know. In fact, the precedence we must set is that if you go and you don't perform, well, we must remove you. So that anybody who comes must be minded that, hey, in the MPP, if you go and you joke and you don't perform, you are removed, though. But if you set the precedence and a certain subculture that if you go, irrespective of the outcome, you are entitled to be taken again, people will become lazy.
Even though the claim is that he's the most marketed in the party, and so it will be easier to run with him again.
Half of the statement is true, that he's the most marketed.
Yes.
That is true. 2008, we started marketing His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. I agree. We marketed Akufo-Addo for 8 months. In 2008, he got 49.7%. In fact, he led at the first round. The second round where Atamils came past him, Atamils could not, he gave him a run for his money, Atamils could not make the 50+1. There had to be a third round of election in time, you remember? You remember?
Yeah, time constituency.
8 months was when we marketed Akufo-Addo. We marketed Dr. Bawumia for 16 years, almost 20 years. He went and got 41%. So there's a difference, my brother, between popularity and acceptability. They are not the same things.
Right. And so now, what is Dr. Brian Champon's plan when it comes to the unity agenda? How is he going to go about it? Looking at all that you've told me regards these two candidates.
Firstly, he has insisted that we should conduct ourselves in a manner conducive to unifying the party. And that is why, if you notice, any fair observer of the campaign process will have noticed that Dr. Brian's campaign is not acerbic, it's not insulting, it's very accommodating. We can be critical, we will refer to the data, we will analyze, but we will not insult. And you have seen where the tensions have come from. You have monitored the verbiage of the other contenders. And that is one of the warnings that he gives to all of us who speak for him. As a spokesperson, even yesterday, he reminded me again, Pius, don't take it for granted where we have come from. And if you speak in a manner that does not engender party unity, if you speak in a manner that is insulting or demeaning of any of the leading members of the party, including the contestants, you are going to have a problem with me. And his ability to call out even his supporters. So that is a kind of campaign that makes it easy for people to come on board, even if they lose. That's number one. Number two, Dr. Brian Champon has a personal relationship with all of the contesting parties. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia and his team will confess that Dr. Brian Champon has been one of their major financiers, particularly, especially in the 2023 primaries and 2024 general elections. One good turn, I believe, one good turn deserves another, I believe. And so it will not be difficult for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and his team to support Dr. Brian Champon. They have a history. But I'm not sure the same can be said for some other candidates. In the same way, it is with Honorable Kennedy Ejapong. He has excellent relationships with Dr. Brian Champon. I've used one issue as an example.
Right.
Some people have tried to misconstrue it, but I say it in good faith because I'm not saying it to spite Honorable Kennedy or Ejapong. He's a well-to-do person, he's a businessman, and I'll come to that part soon. I'm sure he can run his own campaign, he has his own money, he can find his own money, and all of that. But I want to establish to you the relationship between Kennedy and Dr. Brian Champon.
Okay.
After his defeat in 2023, the primaries, and we entered into the 2024 elections, it got to a point, Dr. Brian Champon invited Kennedy, encouraged him to join the campaign more. Let's see you more. We know that you lost the elections, all right, but the party, you have your following. So we need you on board. And after all of the talk, he did not let him go. He gave him support, 5 million CD support to help the campaign. I'm only using this to establish the fact that Kennedy and Dr. Brian Champon are good friends.
Have a good relationship.
Okay?
Right.
And again, one good turn deserves another. So if Dr. Brian Champon wins, Kennedy will not have a challenge supporting him. And that's why I'm saying that Dr. Brian Champon is strategic. He is like the Joshua that God has given to unify the Aaron faction and then the Moses faction when there was misunderstanding, when the Lord Almighty was taking his people from Egypt to the Promised Land.
Right.
Okay? That is the Dr. Brian Achampon. He's the Joshua of our time. He's able to unify the party. Once we win, whatever the issues, we will be able to resolve them.
You believe it will be easier to resolve with Dr. Brian Achampon as flag bearer than with the other contenders?
Well, this is obvious. It's clear. It's clear.
Right. Because there are some who have also said that, listen, Dr. Brian Achampon is a very fine gentleman. He could have easily been a running mate and that would have been fantastic. But now he's burned the bridges to even get in there.
Well, I'm not sure about burning bridges. Our party is a party of competition and after competition, cooperation. That's what our genetics is in the MPP. That's why we don't do Suede Road declaration. And so the fact that somebody picks a form to contest in itself should not and cannot be interpreted as burning any bridges if there were bridges. There should not be bridges in the first place for us to be, for those bridges to be burnt. We are one family, okay? Then number two, it is not about positions for Dr. Brian Achampon.
Okay.
Otherwise, he could probably settle for a position. It's not about that. It's about the MPP winning. My very good friend and mentor, the Honorable Matthew Opoku Prempeh, was our running mate.
Yes.
But we lost the election. He never became vice president. So it's not about becoming running mate. I believe that Matthew Opoku Prempeh would have been happier if he was not even running mate and the MPP won. I'm not saying that he was the reason why we didn't win. I'm saying that if he was not the running mate and we won, and today the MPP is in power,
he would have been
a happier person.
Okay.
In fact, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, if he was not the flag bearer and the MPP had won today, he would have been a happier person. So it is not about positions for Dr. Brian Achampon. Dr. Brian Achampon threw himself into the race because, and true, he is the only person at this point who can truly unify the party and deliver the results that we want.
If he does not win and he's offered that position, will he take it?
Well, I have not asked him that question.
Okay.
I cannot speak to that question. But Dr. Brian Achampon, as I know him, will sacrifice anything and everything for the MPP. Look, some time ago, he contested Suhum primaries with Honorable Opare Ansah, the campaign manager for Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. They voted in that primaries for about 4 or 5 times. All the time there was a tie. At that time, only polling station chairmen were voting. So, anytime they cast the votes, Opare Ansah would get 51 votes. Dr. Brian Achampon would get 51 votes. They did that for a number of weeks. Every time, 51, 51. You know what Dr. Brian Achampon did? After all the monies that had gone inside, after all the assurances that he had his 51 intact, the NDC at the time were already campaigning. They had selected their candidate already.
Yes.
Dr. Brian Achampon woke up one day and said, enough is enough. We can't go on like this. Once we are at each other's throat, seeking to represent the good people of Suhum, the NDC is already going out there campaigning. He sacrificed, he let it go. It's not like Opare Ansah beat him in the elections. No. He said that, no, enough is enough.
So he puts party ahead of anything?
He put party ahead of anything, including his own interest to go to parliament.
Right. So I've heard your contenders. Some say they've won the coast. Others have mentioned regions they've won. Which regions are you winning from your internal strategies and polls that you've
Well, I don't see which reason we are losing. I don't see one. I know that there are some constituencies that are going to be quite difficult for us. Asin Central. I suspect that Asin Central will be difficult.
Okay.
1 or 2 other constituencies. But I cannot tell you that these elections, we have a Waterloo anywhere or we have a strong... No. Okay. The good thing about Dr. Brian Achampon is that he is accepted across board. Look, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia comes from Walewale constituency. We visited Walewale not too long ago. We got there late. Unforeseen circumstances, we got delayed. We got there about 3-4 hours late. We were worried that by the time we got to Walewale, because that was supposed to be the hometown of one of our contenders, they were going to be very angry with us. So we were all worried. Look, when we got into Walewale, the crowd that came to meet us, it took us another 30 minutes from the entry into Walewale to get to the meeting ground.
Right.
the fanfare.
So you have a base in Wale Wale.
See, the people of Wale Wale,
right,
just like the people of my constituency and the NPP people across board, what they care about the most is the power. They don't care about who brings the power. So if they have come to an admission that it is Dr. Brian Achampong who can unify the party and bring us the power, it is Dr. Brian Achampong who has the time, the energy, and the resourcefulness to be able to bring us the power. It is Dr. Brian Achampong who will empower the base, polling station, and grassroots to be able to bring the power. It is Dr. Brian Achampong who is going to reward party people so that they get benefits out of their labor after the power is gotten. They will vote for Dr. Brian Achampong.
Okay.
Even if he doesn't come from their constituency. Because we are power hungry. We want the power not for our sake, but for the sake of this country. What is happening in this country today? Optics and settings. Okay? It is optics and settings. Nothing substantial.
What about the exchange rates?
Again, the optics.
What about,
if you are taking money,
the inflation rates?
If you are taking money to support the CD, and now there is a fight between the Bank of Ghana and the Gold Board as to whose liability it should be, it is not sustainable. It's optics.
Okay.
If you say that you are not going to appoint deputy ministers, but at the regional levels, you have presidential staffers at the regional level who are taking more money than deputy ministers were taking, you are deceiving the people. It's optics.
Well, I think we should have Pius back and talk more about what is happening currently in the country. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but this is your camera. Talk to the people of the NPP why Dr. Brian Achampong is their best bet for the 2028 elections.
Fellow patriots, Kukru do's and Kukru dies. This morning I come before you pleading that our party is at crossroads. We have to rescue our party. We have to revamp our party. We have to resource our party and reposition it for victory in 2028. To do that, we need a unifier, a strategic unifier. To do that, we need a candidate that has both the time, the energy, and the resourcefulness to be able to execute a rigorous campaign that can remove the NDC from power. We need a candidate that believes that it is the grassroots that will deliver the votes and therefore will take resources to the grassroots. And importantly also, a candidate that believes that after all is said and done, the toil, the labor must be rewarded, and that polling station executives, electoral area coordinators, constituency, regional and national officers must point to something tangible that they have gotten for all of their toil for this party. That candidate that God has chosen for us, prepared, 4-term member of parliament, contested elections and won, understands the aspirations of the grassroots, is no other than Dr. Brian Achampong, the number 2 on the ballot. Please, do your God's duty to mankind and vote for Dr. Brian Achampong on the 31st.
Okay. Pius and Amihere, thank you so much for coming, and we'll definitely get you back here after the 31st and have a conversation as well.
Thank you very much.
Right, so that's our campaign spokesperson for Dr. Brian Achampong, Pius and Amihere. But before we go, some wonderful people celebrating their birthdays, and so why don't we help make it a lot more special for them on the show this morning? And this one says, happy birthday to my soulmate, Mrs. Sophia Ya Oredu Akono, my best friend and the love of my life. You make every day brighter. And it's from Reverend Michael Nana Asa Akono and the children to you. Mama Sophie, have a wonderful birthday. God richly bless you. And this one says, happy birthday to my beloved mom, Mrs. Janet Obisibia Beidou. You've spent so many years carrying the weight of the world for my sake. Now it's my turn to take care of you. I hope today is the start of a year filled with rest, laughter, and all the beautiful things you deserve from your daughter Mary and her siblings to you. Happy birthday to you, Mommy. Now, before we go, I've got some great news for you. If you're a woman and you're an entrepreneur or you're a young person, you own an SME, there is great news for you, because from the 4th to the 6th of February here in Accra, Ghana, the Africa Prosperity Dialogues would be held at the Accra International Conference Center of His Excellency, the President of the land, John Dramani Mahama, and the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, and is brought to you by the Africa Prosperity Network. And remember, this year the theme is empowering SMEs, women and youth in Africa's single market. Innovate, collaborate, and Trade. So like I said, it's a 3-day event happening from the 4th to the 6th of February at the International Conference Center. And then on the 6th of February, that's where we have the gala night and the dinner and award ceremony as well at the Kempinski Hotel on the 6th of February. What you need to do is to quickly log on to africaprosperitynetwork.com to register, or you can just WhatsApp 0536 098 325. That's 0536 098 325. Africa Prosperity Dialogues, where businesses and political leaders meet to drive Africa's single market. Well, that's it for the show this morning. Grateful for your company. We are back same time tomorrow, God willing, here for God and Country. I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah. Good night.